Still on that shot. Normally he's on the move. Remember, 7 of 10 the other night. 1 of 1 early here.
And a biased Boilermaker crowd. A lot of old gold and black in the building here this evening. Made the 3.5-hour drive from West. Now Virginia's first possession. Guy slips it into Diakite on the left block. Takes
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can.
Who is this?
This is Jared.
Ah, Jared, cool.
Unfortunately, it is.
That's not that Jared clown, is it?
You're stuck with me.
Oh, no. Well, here, hopefully since this is the second game, I'll time it out better. So the plan will be we'll come on at 6, and then when the players get introduced, I'll throw it to you right before the national anthem so that we can play like a minute and a half with spots there.
Okay, works for me.
So that'll be, hopefully the timing will be better this time. Once again, we have no room here because somehow they didn't clean the other equipment up. So.
As long as the battery doesn't fall out or whatever happened
Right.
this time.
It's a different thing.
Right.
There's no battery. There's no power supply to that. We got got Chris here. We got the A team.
That can't happen again?
No, because we don't even have the same equipment here. Now, knowing Josh, he'll start yanking things. Wait, that didn't sound good. Edit that out. Right. Hit the dump button quick.
I think we're good.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to give you guys back programming, and I'll talk to you in about 3 minutes, all right?
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's
Me?
me,
Oh.
your heart. Listen, we've got to talk. High blood pressure is serious, and yours? Whoa. What happened to us? We used to be so much more active, but lately you've been ignoring me. I know you think I'm just going to keep ticking away forever, but you're wrong. You can do so much more to control your high blood pressure. Doing the minimum isn't doing enough. I'm under a lot of pressure and can quit whenever I want. Bet you didn't know that. But I like my job. Just treat me better. Check on me. Give me something green to nibble on every once in a while. And maybe we can do some exercise on occasion. Let's get to it. After all, we're in this together.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get your blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late. Find out how at heart.org/blood pressure. Check, change, control. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
There's been a rumor going around my school lately about a new draft. So I decided to check out the facts. Turns out there is no draft. And if there ever was going to be one, we'd have plenty of notice. But you know what else I found out? Young men like me still need to register with Selective Service when we turn 18. Why register when there's no draft? Well, first off, it's the law. Guys have had to register for almost 60 years. Second, if you're a guy living in the U.S. and you don't register, you get shut out of important opportunities like college loans, job training, good jobs, and even a driver's license in most states. But I guess for me, I registered because it's the right thing to do. Things are crazy in this world right now. And if the country ever does decide it needs me, I'm going to do my part. Guys, register with Selective Service when you turn 18. Go to sss.gov or your local post office.
We can't buy a best friend. We can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they wanted to or not. You can take a picture or a picture. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
This is SB Nation Radio,
and SBNationRadio.com.
presented by Quicken Loans, live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's
You want this chair?
Eitan Shander.
I got this one.
All right, thanks for riding with me again. 1 to 6 Eastern. That's right, 1 to 6 a.m. Eastern on SB Nation Radio, Monday through Friday, second level with myself, Eitan Shander. Great job, as always, by Bobby Dietz, producing the show. Thanks to Nick Ferguson and Lee Klein in hour one. Game is already underway. No money, no action on this for me, man. I cannot watch this game. I refuse to watch Virginia. I will not watch Virginia no matter how deep they go into this tournament. Knowing, of course, that if they go and they're playing in the national championship game, and that's the only college basketball game left on April 8th, I'm boycotting it. And you should as well. And I'm not trying to make any social statement, anything like that, but we as basketball fans deserve better than watching Virginia.
All right, guys,
Change
about
it,
30
Tony
seconds,
Bennett. Fix
then
it.
You'll go
So that we
hear the
can
music.
actually watch and enjoy and celebrate with you. Because who in their right mind, outside of anybody who has money on that team, would want to sit through 40 minutes of horrendous basketball like Virginia plays? Ugh. Save your money for Duke. Or at least...
First turn on your magic glowing smartphone.
KBAD Las Vegas.
Like magic, an invisible chain of sound once more circles
Smoking Sam's concessions, and you are wisely, getting a little bit of the food in there. And we've got a game here, Mountain West game, which of course makes it even that much more important for the Rebels. Right now, the Rebels are sitting at 16-12 on the year, 4-6 in the Mountain West. New Mexico 13-12, 5-5 in the Mountain West. And the real important thing, as we try to stress on every radio broadcast, because I know a lot of people aren't used to college baseball, but you need to finish in the top 4 to make the tournament at the end of the season. That's what can get you into the regionals and the super regionals and the road to Omaha. Right. So right now, the Rebels sitting in 5th place, and I'll say this: the team right ahead of them is the one they're playing tonight. So that's usually a good sign. You've got a shot. So let's go down. Ryan Hare pitching today, and he's done very good this year so far. 3-2 with a 3.91 ERA, Josh. And what's his main pitch?
Well, I'll tell you this: outside of his main pitch, he's been in the pen. He's got 7 games and 2 starts on the year, but he's turned into the Saturday starter recently. The last 2 Saturdays, he's pitched well. Got Player of the Week. So with 20 hits in 23 innings, only 4 walks too, Doug, in 23 innings, which is awesome. So we know he throws strikes with all his pitches, and he challenges you.
And we'll step away for a first commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have first pitch. So this is UNLV versus New Mexico, live from Early Wilson.
Have you ever been in an accident as a driver or passenger in a rideshare and told there is no money for your damages? Don't take their word for it. Don't get ripped off. I'm Justin Watkins with Battleborn Injury Lawyers, and insurance coverage with rideshares is complicated. It depends on whether the app is on, the car's on its way, or the passenger has been picked up. Don't trust these important matters to just anyone. Trust Battleborn Injury Lawyers. Before you do anything, call us at 570-9000. That's 570-9000.
Everyone is using PropSwap. One PropSwapper bet $10 on Loyola last year and sold it for $1,000. 4 games later, PropSwap is the new and only marketplace to buy and sell these active sports wagers. So download the PropSwap app today.
The 2019 Subaru Outback comes with road-gripping, standard, symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 32 miles per gallon. And it helps keep your journey safe with standard eyesight driver assist technology for an extra set of eyes on the road. This may be our most adventurous Outback yet.
EPA estimated highway. Actual mileage may vary. Eyesight is a driver assist system that may not operate optimally under all driving conditions. Driver is responsible for safe and attentive driving. System effectiveness depends on many factors. See owner's manual.
SubaruLasVegas.com.
Farhan Naqvi with Naqvi Injury Law. Imagine you've been injured in an accident. Now, do you want an assembly line law firm that treats you like a number and settles early for easy money? Hell no. You want an attorney who does everything in his power to translate knowledge and experience into big bucks in your pocket. Call me now for a free consultation at 702-INJURED.
If you've been hurt, knock me your word, call 702-INJURED.
Now, let's rejoin the broadcast team for more UNLV baseball.
And welcome back. Doug Douglas along with Josh Towers. And Josh, boy, first of all, what a beautiful night for baseball. I know you've been getting in a lot of baseball, and I love your Twitter handle. Why don't you tell everybody your Twitter handle?
You do like this, huh?
I do.
At No Don't Josh.
And the reason you have No Don't Josh?
It was designed to tell myself, don't send this tweet, you're going to get in trouble, and I still do.
Yeah, that's why you're fun to follow, I'll say that. A lot more fun than me, so I won't even mention mine. Just follow Josh. And I will say this, Josh, you will be here for the majority of the game. You will have to duck out a little bit early because you will be going to?
Yes, I do have another job. MLB Network Radio tonight, 9 to midnight our time, West Coast time, going over the day in sports for all the games, talking about the Dodger game. That'll be live as well. So you saw the tweet. It's a good day. I was at the high school field earlier today. Now I get to watch some college baseball, some D1 with the Rebels. And now we get to talk about MLB Network Radio. MLB, it's just awesome. It's really good stuff.
It is a great time of year. Let's set the Rebels defensively in the outfield, left to right. Grant Robbins, James Gamble, the freshman, the senior, Max Smith in right. Around the infield, Dylan Johnson at third, Bryson Stopp, the shortstop. Darian Williams, the freshman at second. Jack Thomas Wold, he's over at first. And as we said, Ryan Hare, and he will be pitching to the freshman, really good-looking catcher so far this year, Jacob Godman. So the Rebels come in losing the first game of the 3-game set. So this is a very important series for them, looking to get tonight. We talk about this a lot. I think I overdo it, having had, I think, my number of days in the MLB, my service days in MLB in the majors, I think is 0. Yours is a little bit higher than mine, but it is that time of day where the shadows would have to favor, especially in another maybe couple minutes. But I mean, this is the time that pitchers really should attack the hitters, right?
Well, you know me, I think we should always attack and never back away. Be a little different ball game though. I mean, you gotta, yes, the weather, the shadows, the sun, all that stuff. Early, you can see the sun glaring on the hitter's face as we start too, which is
I mean,
crazy.
especially a left-hander. Justin Watari is about to step in the box. He's a left-handed batter for New Mexico. I mean, that sun's going right in his eyes.
If he even peeks up, it is for sure. You know, it's different though. Pitchers we like to feel our way into the games, and hitters usually come out pretty ready. So we see a lot of offense early in games. This is a good offensive hitting team. Now, pitching, the Lobos have struggled pretty bad this year overall. Offensively, they have not. This team can hit a little bit, so we got to be a little cautious. But we have the right guy on the mound, like I said, Ryan Hare. I mean, you're talking about 23 innings, 23 Ks, and only 4 walks, 227 average against. Let's see if he can maintain that.
Well, Watari steps in. He'll take the first pitch outside, 1-0 the count. So it'll be Watari, Schilling, Jared Mang, 1, 2, and 3. Connor Mang, if it goes to the 4th, will set the rest of New Mexico's lineup here in a minute. And the 1-0 from Hare, and that one outside a little bit farther, 2-0. Dimeline, Adkins, Marshall, Merritt, O'Farrell, and Garley. Yeah, the last one. Dale Luker is the home plate ump. Jimmy Craig at first, Joey Stenkner at second, and Trent Petrie at third. And there is, in fact, 4 umpires now. If this is their first game listening in the Mountain West, they've now gone to a 4-umpire crew for Mountain West games. If you're here in a midweek game, you'll still sell 3.
Yeah, we don't care about the umpires, except for this guy, because it's 3-0 already, and 2 of those pitches were close. I'm not saying they were strikes, but they were close. But keep in mind, Hare doesn't walk batters, and he's not all over the place early by any means. He looks good to start. So I'm gonna side on Ryan Hare's side right now. I think these pitchers a little better than he's getting credit for.
Well, surprisingly, Josh goes on the side of the pitcher there.
This is what
3-2 the count.
Which I like this because it's the first guy of the game. And Ryan threw some pretty good pitches, didn't get it. But now he said 3-1, 3-2, I'm going to attack you. So he's went right at him to get back in the count 3-2. You know, we got to pick and choose those battles. But the first one of the game, I like the fact that he's doing this.
The 3-2 to Watari. Hare sets and the 3-2 pitch, and that one will be outside. So
you see,
walk.
Sorry to cut you. See, Ryan flinched as if he thought it was strike 3 and they were going to throw the ball away. But that's my problem. So
to me, that looked outside.
You battled back 3-0 to 3-1 to 3-2, right? You battle back. You know he's not giving you the corner already in the first inning. That 3-2 pitch after throwing 5 away, he should have came in. He would, if he's not giving you that side already, he's going to give you the inside. If he would have came in, he would have had strike 3 looking because he already set him up for it.
That's a good point.
So I don't like the fact that they went back to the corner after going down the middle. You could have won that at bat.
Schilling will now step in. He's also left-handed. He's batting .317. The senior. Now, Watari does have some speed at first. He's 3 for 3. In fact, you were talking about not only can this team hit, especially at the top of the lineup, did you see their stolen bases? I mean, they are a running team. Yeah, first 4 guys are 3 for 3, 7 for 9, 3 for 4, and 6 for 7.
Yeah, that's a little different. That's New Mexico's always been like that we've noticed. You know, they like to run, they like to do things. Now, keep in mind, taking nothing away from these hitters, they play in Albuquerque at altitude. It is very easy to hit there. It is very tough to pitch there because of how high it is. I'm not taking anything away, but it's the reason why the Rockies guys never get awards handed to them in the MLB because they always think it's not fair playing at altitude. So I'm not taking nothing away, but a little bit inflated. You bring them back down to sea level.
But running doesn't affect, I mean, higher or lower, at least the
one
running.
Thing. That's what I'm saying. The Lobos have always ran, so that's something they will always do because that doesn't change anything.
Hare sets in the 0-1 to Schilling. That one misses outside, 1-1.
So, Dougie, you see what I'm saying? Like, I know we're already in the second hitter. We're only 9 pitches in, but we haven't thrown in and we haven't got the calls away. You have to make those adjustments. We have to maybe go to the changeup or drop the curveball in. He's got good plus pitches, but they have to go in at some point. But I'm telling you right now, we can already see it. The batting averages for this team has talked the pitcher and the catcher into being afraid to come in early.
Well, and there's not, now I will say one thing, the home run power isn't there. You know, only 1 home run so far for Schilling, so that one, and you're right, Hare is living on the outside, and he's not getting that.
And let's go back to that. So when I'm missing arm side, it means maybe I'm trying to add too much too early, so I'm not catching up. I'm flying open. You have to establish down and away, whatever you are. So glove side. It's one of the most important pitches for any pitcher. I want to establish down and away. So until I get that, it's very hard for me to do anything else. So the young catcher now, I realize Godwin's a freshman, but he's got to understand that and how to get the pitcher to their proper release point. But by going away this early, it's not going to help him.
And the 2-1 pitch, Hare sets and delivers, and that one does get the outside part of the plate. Now 2-2. Now you would also think Greg Maddox, of course, sitting over there in the dugout, the pitching coach for the Rebels. He's got to see this too. And I would be very surprised if this batter doesn't go the way UNLV's way, if that's not a mound visit. You are limited number of mound visits, but I mean, it's the first inning. You can't let the game get out of hand.
Yeah, I don't worry about that. We might go end the game without using them all. That's the last thing I want to do if we need to use them.
And the 2-2 pitch, and that one is chopped foul.
See,
the count
now we
will
got him
remain
set
2-2.
Now we got him set up in. That's the other thing. We do have a little bit better of the of a view of a vantage point being straight back, and that's where the importance of how the catcher sets up. So the catcher needs to set up down the middle, and then he'll work his body to the outside or to the inside. What that does is it lets the coaches know exactly where he is. So when the pitcher is missing or the umpire is missing, it gives the coaches the correct ammo to go and talk and negotiate this.
Hare looking over at Watari at first. Pretty good lead there. The 2-2, and that one is inside part of the plate for us called swinging third strike. So that one, Hare challenges him. That will be the first out of the inning, and Watari stays at first. I will say this. We talk about, especially this time of day, the right field really being the sun field here at Early Wilson. That also affects the runner over there, and it does affect Jack Thomas Wold, the defender. So it will be interesting because I think you don't have to have quite as good of a move right now. Watari can't. He's staring right into the sun to look at Hare.
But he's just looking at his feet. He's looking at the feet and the knees.
So I guess that's low enough.
Whatever they do, that's what's going to tell me where he's going.
Mang steps in now.
That at bat for Schilling didn't go his way. He didn't
the throw over, and that was pretty close.
He didn't have
get back.
Very good swings at all, and he fouled a ball off away, staying on it. I don't know if he convinced himself that he's going to come in. So that's the strike three swing. It was almost like he was fooled. Very unproductive and just didn't look prepared, actually.
Well, I will say this. Jared Mang, already, how about this? Now, you did talk about elevation and everything, but still, 34 RBI. That was a home run cut there. He came up empty, so that'll be 0-1.
4 RBI
yeah, I know.
Season.
Especially because what you think 34 RBI, that home run total has to be up there. Only 3 home runs with 34 RBI.
This young man, he's good. Like we've seen. I mean, he's good. He can hit.
He's one of those players that I know he's a senior, but it seems like we've been calling Rebel baseball for a long time. It seems like he's been here 10 years. I know that's impossible, but it certainly seems like that. Right, he doesn't want that. And that one, on the inside part of the plate. Of course, this is the first right-handed hitter that Hare's faced. And the rest will be, the next 5 will be right-handed hitters coming up for the Lobos. Of course, the Rebels hoping that's not in this inning. The Rebels very adept at turning 2.
Hitters playing a guessing game right now. They're not zone hitting. They're guessing.
And the 0-2, and that one is fouled off and will go out of play into the stands. Jacob Godman gives it a look, but it's well back.
You don't usually see this early in a game, hitters trying to guess on what's coming. You have some sort of advantages. You know the pitcher a little bit. But this early in the game, I'm not really accustomed to that. You kind of just see it and react to it.
And a programming note, tomorrow, not a programming on radio, but tomorrow it is a noon ball game here. That one high and tight, 1-2 the count. So it is 1-2, 1 out, 1 runner on. Watari, he's on via the walk. Just getting started here. Little I know next week the Aviators will start up. They'll start in El Paso, but then they'll come on home and open up their brand new ballpark. And if this is first time listening to Early Wilson, come on out. It's on the west side of the campus. Tomorrow's a noon game. Supposed to be beautiful weather. And the brand new Bruce Lane scoreboard this year out there in left field. That one is hammered out towards left field. Gamble comes over, and he makes a diving catch. What a play by James Gamble. And that's the kind of thing that speed just helps so much in the outfield, and the Rebels have it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. He didn't get the best read on that.
No, I know.
He reacted late. He actually slowed down at one point because he misread the ball. but then he was able to get back to full speed rather quickly. And, a layout, but a great play nonetheless.
Well, but that's one thing. We talk about right field being the sun field. Center field, when you have to go towards left field, that almost becomes a sun field too.
Almost, but not,
not as bad.
Not where
still.
the ball's coming from off the bat in that particular case, but I see what you're saying.
You know how I just love to.
Yeah, you trying.
I just wanted to be a meteorologist, Ted Pretty, watch out, man. That one hammered, fouled off. Ted, if you're listening, have me come on and do the weather sometime. So that'll bring up, amazingly enough, another Mang, this time Connor Mang, this sophomore. He's batting still .354, and he only has 20 RBI. Just 20 on the year. But same number of home runs, 3.
Because Jared's taking them all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when the person in front of you has 34. So here looking to get out of this inning unscathed. The leadoff walk throw over, and Jack Thomas Wold doesn't even apply a tag as with Tari Beck.
I'm still curious on to what the game plan is. We have yet to see a ball down and away to a righty or into a lefty this inning.
Yeah, you're right. It's basically, no matter if it's a lefty or a righty, it's that left part of the plate. Which with a right-hander, you're a little bit...
And I'm cool with that.
That could be pulled.
Yeah, pitching, because you can set that up later to the righties, but...
The 0-1, and that one inside part of the plate again, fouled off quickly, 0-2 the count. We should mention, you talked about it, Ryan Hare... Before coming into this game, he's walked 1, but only 5 walks all season, and that's in 23 and 2/3 innings. So his control.
That's what I'm
saying. With 24K.
4 coming in, and then we had one already. It's not, and that ball was supposed to be away. The catcher actually set up away. He called away like he's doing now, and he's missing. So they're going to have to get him out there.
And the 0-2 pitch, and that one is a big swinging strike. So Hare does it. He gets out of here unscathed. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Rebels' first time coming up. 0-0, live from Early Wilson.
The 2019 Subaru Outback comes with road-gripping, standard, symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus 32 miles per gallon. And it helps keep your journey safe with standard eyesight, driver assist technology for an extra set of eyes on the road. This may be our most adventurous Outback yet.
EPA estimated highway. Actual mileage may vary. Eyesight is a driver assist system that may not operate optimally under all driving conditions. Driver is responsible for safe and attentive driving. System
No, it's still.
License number NSCB.
That's weird. Oh wait, no, there's one.
It's no secret that I own the Sonny Plumber, and that Sonny is the
plumbing
plumbing
back up,
division
yeah.
of Gettle. So why don't you
That's
just call
probably
it Gettle
Josh.
Plumbing? That was the question a 12-year-old boy named Jake asked me during the holidays. When I couldn't think of a good answer, I
Jared
said,
said we sounded real good. He's never heard a better broadcast start.
He said, make sure you tell him
that's
that
just
was
what
my idea.
I don't think he said it, but I
you
think
have my word on
what
it.
he was trying
When you
to do.
need your air conditioning or plumbing fixed fast and right, put the pedal to the metal, call Gettle. G-O-E-T-T-L.
Gettle. G-O-E-T-T-L. Gettle. It's really hard to spell. Gettle. It's made of metal, so don't settle. Call Gettle today. Gettle. G-O-E-T-T-L. Gettle.
They ran out of the Minute Maid lemonade. I didn't see any lemonade over there, darn it.
It's made of metal, heavy duty, so don't settle. Call Gettle today.
Now, back to the booth for more UNLV baseball.
And welcome back. 0 put up by the Lobos. They did leave 1 via walk. The offense for the Rebels are Bryson Stott leading it off, followed by Dylan Johnson, Jack Thomas Wold, Adarian Williams, Max Smith, Grant Robbins, Duke Pahukoa, Jacob Godman, and James Gamble. It'll be Bryson Stott batting .311. And he will face Nathaniel Garley, who comes in with a 3.53 ERA, 4-1 on the year. And we talked about pretty good control there, too. 35 and 2/3, only 8 walks, 23 strikeouts. So, they've got some pitching there, too, up front. You want to get into that bullpen, and that's what, unfortunately for the Rebels yesterday, they had the starting pitcher on the ropes in the first, unable to do it. Then he settled down, and they lost 3-2. First pitch, Stott shows bunt, and that one misses outside.
Of the roster pitchers, and there's quite a few, they only have 4 guys with under a 5 ERA.
That's why it's so important, especially with a game tomorrow, to get into that. That one misses 2-0, and that's the same spot. I will say this right now: home plate umpire.
He didn't call a strike?
No.
Wow.
That's 2-0, and I mean it is exactly.
You turn the favor, I guess. That actually looked good. Those other ones were pretty close to being balls. It's true.
I thought that was a strike too. That one farther outside.
Just so we're clear, I'm not those two pitches are right down the middle. They're not low. They're not out. Those aren't. I'm not like you can be stubborn, but at some point you got to get it right. Obviously, we're Rebel biased, but those are strikes for sure.
Well, yeah. Right now, if we're seeing him strikes and it's a New Mexico pitcher, that one farther outside. So
look
Bryson
at the
Stott
pitcher.
will do
I'm telling you, that's a strike as well.
He does. In fact, he just looked at him and he kind of gave a.
He won't even.
What's going on?
No, he asked him, "Is it down or if it's out?" And the umpire wouldn't even respond. And I think that's messed up because he truly missed 3 of the 4 pitches. That's legit. And you, at some point, give him an answer. If it's down, he knows that he needs to get it up. If it's out, he knows he needs to get it on. But don't just ignore him because you messed up 3 in a row.
Dylan Johnson will now step in, batting .339.
That was a gifted bat right there. Wow.
A 4-pitch walk, and it looked like 2 of them were easily strikes. That one. Now, I mean, that right side of the plate towards the left-handed batter's box.
Here's the deal. We got 2 pitchers that don't walk with 4 and 8 on the season each. It's not them. I'm telling you right now. Like that, I don't know, man, what time maybe he went out last night.
Now, Stott is 4 of 6, so there's some speed over there. Let's see how close Garley looks, and that one will be chopped, and unfortunately, that should be a double play if it can be turned. Bad throw.
Way too slow.
Yeah, way too slowly turned.
I'm telling you, there's a miss.
Watari unable to do it. So Stott out at second. Dylan will go on a fielder's choice to first.
Something happened. There's a miss sign. There's no way that Dylan Johnson's going to take that type of swing in that situation. He's going to swing the bat like a man and actually try to drive the ball. He gave that at bat up and tried to get the ball to the right side.
So you think he thought it was a hit and run or something?
100% it was a hit and run that he missed, or somebody missed a sign. Either Bryson or Dylan missed a sign. He's not going to do that in that situation with that at bat.
So the first one, Jack Thomas Wold fouls it straight back, 0-1 the count. Johnson, not as big of a threat to steal. In fact, he's 0 for 1. Attempted 1 stolen base on the season. A lot of local talent here on the Rebels. Good crowd here watching their either family member or friends from high school. And the 0-1 to Jack Thomas. That one is hit hard, deep, and to right field. And Jack Thomas Wold hits a 2-run home run. That will be Jack Thomas's home run number 4 on the year, RBI 24. And the Rebels are up 2-0 here at Early Wilson. Boy, that thing was hammered, and there's no wind at all. I mean, there's no wind aided there.
No, he hung a breaking ball. Jack Thomas fell off the first swing. He pulled off, which is not good with a pitcher like Garley because he has a high arm slot. So when he misses, it's going to be away to a lefty. He pulled off a fastball and missed it pretty good. He tried to go in there with a curveball, but I don't know if he had a plan of where he wanted to finish, so he kind of hung it, obviously, and he didn't miss it, that's for sure.
But Darian Williams comes in. He fouls the first one off. Yeah, no, that was no doubter to right field. Now, we talked about some local talent. Darian Williams, the freshman out of Rancho High School right here in beautiful Las Vegas. And, of course, Jack Thomas Wold from Basic. And even more beautiful Henderson, because that's where I live. So, you know, it's got to be even more beautiful. The 0-1 and that one low. 1-1 the count.
It's going to be a long game. That ball's down, obviously, but it's going to be a long game for the pitchers. It's going to be a frustrating game.
Exactly.
If the umpire doesn't kind of loosen up a little bit. Maybe those shadows and lines were affecting his view.
You know how I love shadows and lines.
We got to figure it out.
Now, that one right down the pipe. 1-2 the count to Williams.
That was the curveball he was trying to throw to Jack Thomas Wold before, where he hung it. That one actually broke down in the zone. That's a pretty nice pitch.
Max Smith on deck for the Rebels. He will get on, at least get in at bat, as it will go to the number 5 hitter. The Rebels have scored 2 here. This one chopped foul. Boy, these are...
I was blocked off by the third base umpire, so I didn't see him call foul. I was looking at the other 3. I was like, is anybody going to call this? I didn't get to see him very well.
The count will remain 1-2.
Curveball's clearly his next best pitch outside of that fastball. He cuts and sinks the fastball, too, we've seen.
Garley sets and delivers this one chopped down to short.
Oh.
Schilling, it'll go through him. And let's see, Williams might try to hustle. No, actually, talk about great hustle by the left fielder, Merritt. He came all the way to center field, basically, to make sure Williams stayed at first.
That's what it's about. Like, and once again, if you're a kid that's eligible to be drafted and somebody's looking at you, you want to up your draft stock, you want to get drafted a little bit higher round, you do stuff what the left fielder just did. It's a routine ground ball to short. You kind of get a little lazy out there. He didn't. He recognizes the bad hop off the shortstop's chest, gets by him, and he sprints to keep Williams at first, which is a great play. You don't want him at second base with one out in this situation, so you got to respect the hustle by the left fielder. That ball just took a very bad hop at shortstop.
So that's why it is a hit, not an error. It was a crazy hop. So Williams now at first. Smith takes the first one right down. Okay. You and I, like I said, we're Rebel broadcasters, and that's a ball, but that looked right over the heat.
It's not even funny anymore.
So it is a 1-0 count. Now Smith batting .315 on the year, and he's got some home runs. He's got 6 leading the Rebels. Throw over to first. 6 home runs, 1 ahead of Bryson Stott. 29 RBI, leading the Rebels in RBI.
I'm not even going to that side of the plate anymore. I'm just going to pitch. I'm going to pitch to the first side part of the plate and just live there because he's clearly will not call the ball middle away.
And the 1-0 pitch, and that one is hammered down right to first. Good play by Marshall Jr. He'll throw out, and that will be the double play. They did have to tag him, but the Rebels do score 2 on Jack Thomas Wold's home run. 2-0. Rebels on top of the Lobos, live from Early Wilson.
For Han Nakfi with Nakfi Injury Law, imagine you've been injured in an accident. Now, do you want an assembly line law firm that treats you like a number and settles early for easy money? Hell no. You want an attorney who does everything in his power to translate knowledge and experience into big bucks in your pocket. Call me now for a free consultation at 702-INJURED.
If you've been hurt, Nakfi is the word. Call 702-INJURED.
Finley Chevrolet is racing to sell 500 cars, trucks, and SUVs during the month of March. With huge savings and giant discounts, this is the sales event you don't want to miss. Woo! Finley Chevrolet, home of the... Woo! Come see why thousands have made the switch to Finley Chevrolet. Located on the 215 Beltway between Rainbow and Jones, Nevada's #1 Chevrolet volume dealer. Again! Woo! Find new roads.
If you want to really enjoy this year's college basketball tournament, treat yourself to a pizza from Napoli's Pizzeria. During the tournament, Napoli's is offering a great special, a 30-inch pizza with 4 toppings and a 2-liter soda, all for just $35.99. $35.99 for delicious, mouth-watering, freshly made pizza with 4 toppings and a 2-liter soda. This exciting basketball tourney special is available at all 3 Napoli's locations. To find a Napoli's near you, go to LasVegasPizzeria.com.
It's time to rejoin the broadcast booth for more UNLV baseball.
And it'll be Jeff Dimely starting out for the Lobos. 5, 6, and 7. Dimely, Adkins, and Marshall Jr. scheduled.
This is the tell of 2 lineups right here. You know, the top 5.
Right. Dimely's still in there. Yeah, 349. Then it goes down to 194, 189, 182, and 240. So Dimely steps in. He'll take that one on the outside part of the plate. Strike.
Just stay there. He's giving you that, but he won't give you that away. You just frustrate yourself by going and trying to go over there.
Hare sets and delivers in the 0-1. That one misses. 1-1 the count. So Ryan Hare, the UNLV pitcher, he is walked 1 so far. We're in the top of the second. 2-0 Rebels on top of the Lobos. Mountain West play. Second game of a 3-game series. That one in for a strike. 1 and 2. Tomorrow's game, 12:05.
You know, as an umpire, you're not good when we've talked about you more than anybody else, and it's the second inning. You know?
That's a bad day.
It's
You're right.
bad day.
And the 1-2, and that one just misses outside. Wow. And Hare thought that was a strike. Actually turned around, started to walk, and now even the right part of the plate.
Once again, like you gotta think that he's going to call strikes, and if he's not giving you the other side, then you would assume he would give you something.
Hare sets and delivers and the 2-2, and that one a swinging strike. That will be strike 3, and that is the first out of the second inning.
The speed off that pitch was fantastic. I mean, what a difference in variation of speeds right there. It was a good slider. The location was good, but the speed difference is really what got him.
Adam Adkins now steps in, the outfielder out of Denver, Colorado. And he comes in batting 194, 36 at-bats, 7 hits.
We're talking about a difference of 120-plus points.
And the first pitch, in for a strike, 0-1 the count.
All of a sudden, your lineup just went from all-stars to And we're talking about a good number of bats. We're talking about 36, 53, 40, 75 at bats.
And yet, early scouting on the Rebels, it seems like they have not been able to put away the lower hitters. I know the game Reno, the game that they lost. I'm thinking of Northridge. It was the lower part of the order, guys with 194s, and then they'd be done with the game and they'd be up above 200. So the Rebel pitchers really need to stay focused at this lower part of the lineup and make it an easier inning. That one a big swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-1.
I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Ryan Hare. He looks confident. He's attacking. He's trusting his stuff. I mean, this is all early, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
Ryan Hare, the junior college transfer out of Lakewood High School, Lakewood, California. The 1-1, and that one bounces up there. See what happens when you praise somebody, Josh?
Yeah, he was that about 10 feet too short. That ball barely got to the dirt.
Yeah, that one 2-1. So now the field, I know some people are watching on streaming, and we do realize that on streaming, and once you get to the left and the right field lines, we'll try to give you a good description there because you cannot see. That one fouled back 2-2 the count, but the field now, I'd say about a third ensconced in shadows. And this would be, I would say, prime time, the worst time to play right field because that sun is beating down on you. Max Smith normally does a really good job. And the 2-2, and that one hammered down, and wow, kind of olayed by Johnson. Wouldn't you agree? That is thrown over and completed the out, second out of the inning.
Definitely not an olay. You got to realize how close you play at third and how hard balls are hit down your throat. That ball was hit off the end of the bat. It appeared to be coming at him.
Oh, okay.
And he just, his feet froze, and there was nothing he can do to get in front of it, so he just had to flip his hand. He got pretty lucky to make that play. I got to tell you, that's a pretty nice play by him. That's a very difficult play.
Derek Marshall Jr. steps in, batting 189, the junior first baseman. And the first pitch, and that one a check swing. He did go. It is 0-1 the count.
You see, he called that on the swing itself, too.
Right, which I actually didn't think the swing was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know, man. I mean, it's early, too. He's in full control of this game. Home plate umpire Del Luker. This is his game today, apparently.
So it is 0-1, and the 0-1 pitch, that one misses, so the count will go to 1-1.
There's no way I'm letting the top of the heart of this order beat me with the way these guys are batting with all these at-bats for New Mexico. If I'm getting beat today, these guys are going to earn it. Lower half of the lineup.
And the 1-1, that one does right get there. The strike zone, 1-2.
Good pitch.
Yeah, you have to...
I mean, if it was 10 at-bats, 8 at-bats, okay, that's too early. But
exactly.
This is a good amount of at-bats.
No, Marshall has 53 at-bats. And playing in corner position, too. The 1-2 outside, that one misses. Now, I will say this. Hare's got to stop walking off the mound.
Listen,
I'm just saying.
Until he gets yelled at.
It's 2-2.
I have no problem with him showing the umpire he's missing calls. He's not, like, disrespecting him. He just thought it was a strike, and he walked back on. He's not throwing his glove up or asking anything.
And the 2-2, that one misses inside, so the count will go full.
I have no problem with what he's doing.
So the count 3-2, 2 outs here, top of the second, 2-0. The Rebels on top of the Lobos. Mountain West baseball on 9:20 the game.
All right.
3-2, that one a called third strike, so that'll do it. The Rebels will come up 2-0. They lead, going to the bottom of the second, live from Early Wilson.
Spend less time taking care of your yard and more time enjoying it with a brand new Toro lawnmower. Choose from top-rated self-propelled one-behind models or time-saving zero-turn riding mowers, all with the latest features to make mowing less of a chore. With Toro's proven durability, you'll get more than a great-looking yard. You'll get a mower you can count for years to come. Visit Toro.com/local to find a dealer near you.
The Findlay Automotive Group is excited to introduce the all-new Findlay Volvo, located at 5385 West Sahara Avenue. Experience their award-winning cars and SUVs and see why Volvo is the fastest-growing luxury brand in Las Vegas. Call 702-982-4900 or visit FindlayVolvoLV.com today.
Have you ever been in an accident as a driver or passenger in a rideshare and told there is no money for your damages? Don't take their word for it. Don't get ripped off. I'm Justin Watkins with Battleborn Injury Lawyers, and insurance coverage with rideshares is complicated. It depends on whether the app is on, the car's on its way, or the passenger has been picked up. Don't trust these important matters to just anyone. Trust Battleborn Injury Lawyers. Before you do anything, call us at 570-9000. That's 570-9000.
Everyone is using PropSwap. You know, one PropSwapper bet $10 on Loyola last year and sold it for $1,000. 4 games later, PropSwap is the new and only marketplace to buy and sell these active sports wagers. So download the PropSwap app today.
Now, let's rejoin the broadcast team for more UNLV baseball.
Grant Robbins steps in. 2-0. Rebels on top of the Lobos here, bottom of the second inning, and Robbins batting .287. And the first pitch from Garley misses outside. 1-0 the count. you got to let it go.
It's not me. I'm up in the booth. It's the pitcher. I got to be honest. It's only the second inning. He is doing a fantastic job. I mean, you get anybody with a little bit of...
And the 1-0, that one in for a strike. 1-1 the count.
A little bit of fire in nature, they might be getting kicked out.
Well, he is a junior, so yeah, freshman, who knows what would be happening. But, you know, those juniors are so mature nowadays. And the 1-1, and that one hung up there a little bit. So the count will go 2-1. And let me tell you something. I know Josh. We've known each other for years, and when Josh wants to go, he goes all out when he goes RVing. So make plans to see your team outscore, outshoot, and outplay at every game this season. Plan your epic RV road trip at GoRVing.com.
That's right.
Josh, you and I will go. Chris will jump in there, and we will go RVing. That one fouled off down the right field line. Boy, there was no way. Marshall Jr., the first baseman, he lost it about 4 times. But it will go foul, and it will be a strike.
That's actually fair. He did lose it a few times. He was running in a circle for a second. You know, as a catcher and pitcher for the Rebels, I would think that in between innings, they're going in there and letting the hitters know, hey, listen, he's not calling anything to this side of the plate, and so you guys can stay heavily active on the outer half if you're right-handers.
And the 1-2 pitch, and Robbins will take that one high, 2-2 the count. You can see the center fielder, Mang, shielding his eyes, as is the right fielder, Adkins.
He's got no chance in right field.
Yeah, if you hit one to right field right now, you might have a double or a triple just on what would be a routine fly ball. The 2-2, and that one way inside part of the... I'm not guessing the strike zone anymore. That is a called third strike, so that'll be the first out of the inning and the first strikeout of the game for Nathaniel Garley of the Lobos.
Number 45.
He was emphatic with that call.
Yes. Maybe he's listening to our play.
So he went from not calling balls down the heart of the plate and middle in to a ball on the corner, maybe inside. He's going to ring him up as if he's getting videotaped.
Duke Pahukoa now steps in. Freshman from Durango High School. He is batting .235 on the year, and the first one is fouled off. 0-1 the count.
All of a sudden, as a hitter, I am going to be heavily aggressive with 2 strikes because now you have no clue what's going to happen. With all this talent in our town, we should always be loaded. You know what I'm saying? There's so many good players in Las Vegas.
It really has become a hotbed. This one will be grounded out pretty easily to Watari. He'll set and throw over to Marshall Jr. Does a little bunny hop at first, but does get the out. So quickly 2 outs here in the top of the second. And this is actually right now starting exactly like last night's game where the Rebels jumped out to a quick 2-0 lead in the first. Kind of had the pitcher on the ropes. It was a 2-run shot here by Wold, so I wouldn't say Garley was on the ropes. But we talk about it often, when you have a good pitcher on the mound, especially with a weaker bullpen, it's so important that if nothing else, you make them work. No quick innings. And that's what Godman, the catcher, who takes the first one for a strike, 0-1 the count. But you have to get into that bullpen anyway. And even if you don't get hits, but if you can make those pitch counts go up to 6-7 per at bat, you know,
scenarios.
Yeah, you're winning that battle.
We saw it today.
The 0-1, that one bounces up there, 1-1 the count to Godman.
In the Philadelphia Phillies Atlanta Braves game, young kid Wilson, 21 years old for the Braves pitch. His pitch count got up quick. He was in the 60s after 3, really tired in that 4th inning, got up near 70, and all of a sudden his stuff was hanging.
And the 1-1, that one fouled off. The count will go to 1-2. Godman from Palo Verde High School.
and the Phillies ended up jumping on him because he fatigued, and they got in that bullpen early, got a couple runs, and ended up winning the game pretty easily. But, there's a lot of good things that can happen when you make these guys work and throw stressful pitches pretty early.
Garley sets in the 1-2, and that one bounces up there, and it'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Bottom of the second, Rebels up 2-0. Beautiful night here at Early Wilson. The Rebels and Lobos will play the final game tomorrow at 12:05.
He's just a fastball, curveball pitcher, Garley is. He likes to, play the top-to-bottom game, not really the in-and-out game. That might play into Jack Thomas Wool's
The 2-2, Godman Hill hits it deep and far and well foul. Just a long strike. Boy, he gave that one a ride, though. He just missed that one.
Yeah, they can have it. They can have those all they want.
In broadcasting school, they say make sure
what do they
you
say?
Make those foul balls sound really exciting. More exciting than a home run.
Right.
Downplay the home run, but that foul ball. Here's the 2-2, and that one is a swinging strike. So Garley does a good job setting the Rebels down in order here in the bottom of the second. We'll go to the top of the third. It's 2-0. Rebels on top of the Lobos, live from Early Wilson.
License number NSCP 79415. Have you ever heard of a tankless water heater? Yep, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a water heater without a tank. You say, well, how does that work? I say, I'm glad you asked. I'm Ken Goodrich. A tankless water heater is the only way to get infinite, endless hot water. Basically, it's hot water on demand. Imagine the 6th or 7th or 10th person to take a shower in the morning getting all the hot water they want, no matter how much they want. A tankless water heater is like having a goose that lays golden eggs. You'll be hot water rich for the rest of your life. And that space that used to house your inefficient, energy hog, antique water heater will become a brand new storage closet in your 21st century state-of-the-art high-tech house. And tankless water heaters come with longer warranties than standard water heaters because, well, they're just better.
Tankless water heaters installed by the Sunny Plumber. Go right now to thesunnyplumber.com.
Hey, this is Clay Baker, and if you bet sports, you need PropSwap. We're all using it. PropSwap is your opportunity to safely buy and sell active sports wagers. So if you were hesitant to bet the game, but now believe in the team, PropSwap, hey, that's your second chance. Open the PropSwap app, find a seller who's listed his ticket, and you can even buy listed tickets during the game. Hey, it happens. Did you make a bet too soon? Well, sell it on PropSwap. Turn that into cash. There are no rules. Only big opportunities. Get the PropSwap app right away. PropSwap is the bettor's edge for sports wagering.
Now, back to the booth for more UNLV baseball.
Schedule 8, 9, and 1 for the Lobos. Lobos trail the Rebels 2-0 here. Top of the third. Ryan Hare's pitch count at 36, and it'll be Braden Merritt stepping in. The left fielder batting 182. He's a left-handed batter, sophomore. So Merritt, O'Farrell, and Watari.
I got to think recruiting up in this area of Albuquerque, if you got some good players.
And one outside, 1-0 the count.
I got to think it's pretty easy if they're hitters to convince them to stay.
You wanna have some nice stats? Stay at home here. And the 1-0, and that one way inside. Boy, that was
it's never
even close.
Never been very hard to hit in Las Vegas either. I mean, we're, like we talked about, we're a couple thousand feet up as well, and this seems to be a pretty hitter-friendly place.
Yeah, you go to San Diego right by that ocean and everything, and gets a little bit heavier. That one in for a strike, 2-1 the count. Braden Merritt out of Chandler, Arizona.
There it is.
So
the strike zone finally opened up to what it should have been the whole time.
And the 2-1, and this one is hammered out to right. Now the sun, no problem now. Smith quickly puts that in his glove for the first out. So now no shadows. I would say the lights probably haven't taken full effect yet, so still kind of dusky out there.
See how quick that went down, too, once it gets behind the casinos?
Yeah.
Or the mountain?
Yeah, both. We'll see. It's probably the mountains.
Yeah,
so Reese O'Farrell. It's very tough for me to not say. Reese O'Farrell steps in. Junior catcher. Burlington, Ontario.
These catchers, they swing at everything.
Godman took the first pitch. I think that's the first time I've seen him take the first pitch.
I just like to swing.
So the 0-1, that one fouled back. Ryan Hare sets and delivers, and that one misses. 1-1 the count. So if this is your first UNLV baseball game you're listening to, it's a pleasure. Thanks for tuning in. And this is the second to last game of a long homestand. Like I said, they'll play tomorrow, finish up this series. That one outside 2-1. Then the Rebels will go on the road. They will go to play at Grand Canyon, and then at Air Force. So they'll dip. Yeah, Air Force. Talk about a place where wow, and the weather still.
I'll tell you what, though, being in both those places, I think the ball travels more in Albuquerque.
And 2-1, that one hammered and foul. Well, the one thing is with the Air Force, you don't know which way the wind's going to blow, and you don't know. It could be true. It'll be April by then.
It could be snowing.
Yeah, it could be 42 degrees and flurries.
It is different up there, man. In that weather.
So the 2-2 pitch. Hare sets and delivers, and that one will be chopped foul. The count will remain 2-2.
He's getting a little long, Reese O'Farrell, with his swing. I mean, he was a little late on the fastball away. That was, it stayed in the lane away. He fouled it off. That was a slider that I actually didn't really do much. Sat over the middle of the plate that he actually got around and kind of jammed himself on.
So the 2-2 pitch, and that one outside.
He's lucky it's not the first inning because he just would have rang him up. But now that we finally went back to the correct strike zone, he made the right call because he didn't go right there on that check swing.
So the one thing New Mexico has done, this is what, I think now the third full count, at least the third one. Pitch count getting up there still. And the 3-2, and that one, Hare tried to put a little something up there, and that one fouled off. The count will remain 3-2.
I don't mind. I mean, I don't like throwing a lot of pitches. I don't think that you need them. But I don't mind my pitch count going up or getting up as long as I'm putting up zeros. If they don't score, so be it. That's just my job.
And the 3-2 pitch, and that one took a little something off of it. Johnson will get that. Boy, takes a weird bounce right on the lip, throws over. Jack Thomas Wold does a good job at first. That will be the second out of the inning. And that hit right on the lip of the grass and the dirt. And Johnson's had a few adventures up there, played it very well.
So when it hits that lip like that with that topspin, it's going to kick lower. So as a third baseman, you have to set low to begin. If you get a little bit lazy and stand upright, it's hard to bend straight down, right? So you want to bend with the knees. He did a really good job, Dylan, of staying low and reading that ball. Jack Thomas Wold did a good job of coming off the base backwards into foul territory, keeping his right foot on as he received the baseball as well.
Watari steps in, and the first pitch, that one misses, 1-0. Of course, Watari started off the game, as the Rebels started off the game with Stott, with a walk. Both leadoff hitters walking. The Rebels able to cash in on a 2-run shot by Jack Thomas Wold. Right now, Watari did not get to run around the bases. He was stranded out there in the first, and it's quickly 2-0 to Watari. And this is the dangerous part of the lineup now coming back in, and there are 2 outs. So Hare definitely wants to go after Watari, even though he does have, a little bit of extra. Well, he only has a double and a triple. That one does get the outside part of the plate, so 2-1 the count. So no home runs on the year.
Sure, it got that outer half of the plate, or that outside corner. I'll take it. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it really has changed from the first inning and a half till now. It really has changed. Not good for hitters. Not good for hitters.
Hare sets in the 2-1, and that one way outside, 3-1 the count.
Better be careful, Doug.
Yeah, way outside.
Be careful.
I'm getting cocky again, thinking
he hasn't pitched Watari in at all, not even one pitch, and he's seen, 12 pitches now?
And that's so strange. Why not come on the inside part of the plate?
He's a little guy, so I definitely want to challenge him to see what he's made of.
Yeah.
Let him lift one.
The 3-1, now that one is the inside part of the plate, gets the strike, 3-2 the count. And Watari looked to be taking all the way on that 3-1.
Which I like, and I'm okay with that. He's very comfortable, obviously, hitting with 2 strikes. He's a good hitter as is. He's hitting .315. On base is .457.
Amazing. The 3-2, that one will be fouled off, out of play. The count will remain 3-2.
We talked about the first 5 guys hitting above .315, each one of them, but also their on-base percentages all .412 or above. They're really impressive.
That is
very impressive.
Throwing up some stats. And yet, they're only 500 in the Mountain West, a game over 500. And as you said, when you look at some of those ERAs, you figured out that one 3-2, and that one.
Everybody, look at. I thought it was a little bit outside, but you see the second baseman, the right fielder, they all took off wrong.
Now, Hare's being very wise here. He is walking off the mound for a minute. So that is a 2-out walk to Watari, the second walk for him of the day.
That's the other thing,
and
too.
Hayden Schilling will step in.
Guys who don't walk people, it turns into a pride thing. Like, you really get frustrated when you walk somebody regardless of the situation. For him, and I would imagine even Greg, like if you want to set me off, let me walk you.
Well, we did say Watari did not go in the first, surprisingly. With 2 outs, I'd be surprised if he didn't here.
I agree
He
with
is
you.
3 for 3. He had really good leads. And now Godman has a good arm. He's shown a good arm behind the plate, but still, check swing. That one will be a strike. 0-1 the count. So Watari.
That's the beauty of the changeup right there. You see it, and now you already went through the lineup before, so they start to time your fastball. They start to time you a little bit. Now you start him off with the first pitch changeup. He was ready to hit. He gets out in front, recognizes it too late. You get a free strike, and now he's got to keep that in the back of his mind that might be a pitch that you're going to use more often.
So the 0-1 Hare sets. Watari to throw over instead. Watari pretty easily back. Not quite the aggressive lead that he had, amazingly enough, in the first. Watari 5-6 over there at first. We've got some players, the smaller strike zones. And the 0-1, and that one, a check swing, and it is low. 1-1 the count.
I'm peeking over your
Schilling
shoulder
not
at the TV, and Manny Machado was just hitting against Young Rodriguez, the pitcher for the Giants. He, as we call, hung a slider. It backed up. It never broke. It just spun. Manny flew out to the warning track. That ball should have been hit out of the stadium. That's one of the ones as a hitter that you regret. You don't have a clue how you missed it.
Well, and that's one of those times, San Diego, this time of day, depending on which way, that can be humid. You're right, that shouldn't affect it, but that can be heavier air down there.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I get what you're saying because I love throwing there, trying to be pitcher friendly. But no, that's a ball that that's just on Manny. He just missed it, and he doesn't know how.
That's why, and I know some fantasy drafts haven't happened yet. They wait a week or two into the season. But Padres and Giants, man, that's not a bad thing to get some relievers and some pitchers there because those are your
for sure
lower scoring games.
You
stay out of the AL East.
You steal some of those pitchers for the Padres. They always have really good seasons.
The 2-1, and that one is hammered down. Williams will go over, stabs it, and he'll set himself, throw over Jack Thomas Wold. So no harm, no foul. The Lobos lead 1. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Rebels up 2-0, live from Early Wilson.
Right now at Findlay Volkswagen, we're having our Sign Then Drive event. That means 0 down, 0 security deposit, and 0 first month's payment when you lease most new 2019 Volkswagen Jetta, Passat, Tiguan, and Atlas models in stock. Meet me at Findlay Volkswagen at the Valley Auto Mall in Henderson, or visit FindlayVW.com. Nevada's #1 Volkswagen volume dealer. On approved credit, excludes tax, title, license, options, and dealer fees. 12,000 miles per year. See dealer for details. Offer expires 3/31/19.
This is what flow from Progressive sounds like in one of our commercials. You may have seen one there on TV occasionally.
And speaking of motorcycle insurance rates, did you know that our basic motorcycle policies start at just $75 a year? And speaking of insurance, I just love...
And this is how that same commercial sounds on your motorcycle.
Don't you? And
yeah, everything's better on a bike. Progressive keeps you on yours. Get a quote in as little as 3 minutes at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy not available in all states.
If you want to really enjoy this year's college basketball tournament, treat yourself to a pizza from Napoli's Pizzeria. During the tournament, Napoli's is offering a great special, a 30-inch pizza with 4 toppings and a 2-liter soda, all for just $35.99. $35.99 for delicious, mouth-watering, freshly made pizza with 4 toppings and a 2-liter soda. This exciting basketball tourney special is available at all 3 Napoli's locations. To find a Napoli's near you, go to LasVegasPizzeria.com.
It's time to rejoin the broadcast booth for more UNLV baseball.
And we go to the bottom of the third, and it'll be Gamble, Stott, and Johnson. And this is one great thing, Josh, about having speed in your number 9 spot when he leads off. James Gamble, if he can get on, he basically got 2 speedsters in a row. He shows bunt. That's a good bunt. Maine comes in, barehands it, and he should be. Oh, man, oh man, that was a good bunt, but even better play by Meng, and that'll be the first out of the inning. He had one shot, and he had to barehand it and put a lot on that throw accurately, and that's where you tip your hat, and you hope Gamble doesn't give up on that, because that was, you keep doing that, I think more often than not, you'll be getting on base. But that'll bring up Bryson Stott, who walked his first at-bat. So good job by Connor Meng, the sophomore. Do or die, and he got the out.
It was just textbook on how he came through with it. Barehanded it, caught it off his left.
That one outside, 1-0 the count. Now, what'll be interesting here is Watari, their number one hitter, walked twice.
It's not that interesting.
Let's see. He
earned the second one.
Bryson Stott.
Bryce would have to earn this second one.
I guess I find strange things interesting. That one inside 2-0 the count. But also there is great news, Josh. There's a quick way you could save money. Switch to Geico. Go to geico.com, and in 15 minutes you could save 15% or more on car insurance. See how I just slide those in there, Josh. Look at that. The 2-0, and that one drops in there for a strike. 2-1 the count.
We were talking before the game. I showed you some video of Bryson Stott's swing from 2 games ago. It's starting to get loopy. It's starting to get long. He needs to shorten this up.
2-1. That one chopped down foul. The count will go to 2-2.
A couple things. If that happens, it starts to get a little slower. It'll start to pop flies, swing and misses. The barrel gets in and out of the zone rather quick, which you don't want. He's made good adjustments in the 3 years he's been here when any times things like that have crept in. So I'm kind of hoping that the same thing happens now where he makes that nice adjustment.
And the 2-2, and that one will be fouled off out of play. Now, you'll notice even more, I didn't see this in the first inning, but this is the shift almost that the Wolfpack did against him. The Lobos now employing the same one, but I didn't see this in the first.
I didn't either.
But now the third, they don't move the Wolfpack were moving their third baseman over to the traditional second base spot, actually.
Didn't work.
No, it didn't work. Bryson beat that. The 2-2 pitch to Stott, that one he fished for it. He's angry at himself. That'll be a swinging strike, the second out of the inning. And Garley all of a sudden is in the zone, the Lobos pitcher.
Yeah, listen, I'm telling you, he might be struggling a little bit. You could tell by the swings. Like we're talking about how he's getting a little slow and loopy with it, so then he's starting to start a little quicker, so he yanks that pitch foul a second ago. But what that does is that doesn't keep him on the pitch away because he knows he has to get started early.
Johnson takes his one right up the middle, but Watari goes over, sets himself, and a good play, good defense by, actually 2 really good plays by the Lobos. We'll go to the top of the 4th, 2-0, Rebels on top of the Lobos, live from Early Wilson.
Prop swappers, you don't have to wait 5 months on your long wager. You can sell that wager on PropSwap and release your money now. PropSwap is the new and only marketplace to buy and sell active sports wagers, so download the PropSwap app today.
Liberty Mutual Insurance knows you're focusing on the road right now, so we'll just describe our newspaper print ad to you. It's a tiny square that's colored a newspaper shade of gray that has you thinking yellow. As the words read, Liberty Mutual customizes your insurance so you only pay for what you need. Now that's the kind of print ad that'll make you glad you still read newspapers.
Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, equal housing insurer.
The 2019 Subaru Outback comes with road-gripping, standard, symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 32 miles per gallon. And it helps keep your journey safe with standard eyesight driver assist technology for an extra set of eyes on the road. This may be our most adventurous Outback yet.
EPA estimated highway. Actual mileage may vary. Eyesight is a driver assist system that may not operate optimally under all driving conditions. Driver is responsible for safe and attentive driving. System effectiveness depends on many factors. See owner's manual.
SubaruLasVegas.com.
Come on, people, we have a broadcast to do.
And now, for your listening pleasure,
KBAD Las Vegas.
Sounds sensational.
Could you just give it to me?
Sports 920, the game.
Now, back to the booth for more UNLV baseball.
And welcome back to Early Wilson. Through a third of the game, it is 2-0 right now, going to the top of the 4th. 2-0, the Rebels on top of the Lobos, and it'll be Jared Meng stepping in. We want to say hi to Chris Arnold, a UNLV baseball alumni, listening right now. So hope all is going well. And Meng steps in. Hare right now is pitch count at 59. And the first pitch, and that one will be in for a strike. 0-1 the count. Looks like we're in the takeoff pattern here as the Plains are. Oh, that's a big one there.
Look at that.
I think that one's, wow. That one's taking a nice right turn there, of course. We are very close to McCarron. That one an 0-2 pitch. So
he's doing a good job.
Ahead, changing speeds a lot too. Like you said, he started with the fastball. Now he's taking
on Jared in particular, on Meng in particular, not just everybody, but on this particular hitter, he's just not recognizing the speed, and he's willing to take a little bit more.
If he gets a home run here, this is on you. This is on you. That one way outside. Okay, 1-2. Don't you do that announcer's curse there. Meng did fly out to center. Remember, that was that great play by James Gamble, who got a little bit of a bad jump. Probably sun perhaps affecting a little bit, but then made up for it with his speed. The 1-2, and this one will be fouled off. The count will remain 1-2. So Meng, and Daimling do. Different Mengs. Jared doesn't get to bat twice in a row.
No.
Right. Connor will go up there next. And the 1-2, and that one a swing, and Godman, well, they're going to check down to third. They're going to check down to, they're checking down to 17 different umpires, and that will be a strikeout.
I'm definitely going to argue this as a hitter for sure, because he has no idea whether it bounced or not.
He is staying up there.
The umpire wanted to call it, but he couldn't tell if it was a foul tip and bounced. And so, did you have a foul tip or did you not have a foul tip? And if you did, show you had a foul tip and then ask for help to see if it bounced or not. That's what
Ray
I'm talking
Birmingham's
about.
Out here asking why he asked the third base umpire first, and then
because he doesn't have a clue. Like I told you earlier, he wants to be in full control of this game, and so he doesn't really have a clue of what's going on or where he should go, because it really has been about him today.
Connor Meng now, so it is a strikeout, and Connor Meng now will step in. So for Ryan, that is his 5th strikeout here in the top of the 4th. He has walked 2, little interesting, but we won't put that all on Ryan.
No.
That one a swinging strike, 0-1 the count to Connor. Connor, his last at-bat, struck out. He's still batting .350 on the year.
Wow.
I know. Like I said, we're not in the first 2 weeks. I mean, this is .350 with, 100 at-bats. And that one will get the strike called, 0-2 the count.
I mean, back in the day, this, .350 was pretty common. It wasn't that. But when I'm watching Meng, and Meng hit .350 and .390, in today's game, it's impressive.
And the 0-2, and that one high and away, not even close, 1-2 the count.
Ryan does have a really good idea of how to pitch. I mean, I bet he's one of the kids that soaks up all the stuff that Greg Maddox, the pitching coach, is giving them, because he does a good job. I mean, he's changing his arm slot, which I don't like, but he's doing it on multiple pitches. He's taking speed off of a lot of pitches, then he's adding on immediately afterwards.
1-2, and that will be the second strikeout of the inning for Ryan Hare.
He's not. Some people throw to throw, some people panic, some people get afraid, they see an average. It's none of that with him. He's actually pitching. He actually believes in his stuff. But if he takes a little bit off, he takes a little bit more off the next pitch, and then he steps on it, adds more, and then he resets back to his normal arm slot and his normal normal velocity, and then he goes and manipulates the pitch after that, depending on what it should be. It's pretty fun to watch right now, actually.
Jeff Daimling will step in. He struck out back in the second, and the first pitch from Ryan Hare, that one in for a strike, 0-1 the count.
That's one of those things, though. You keep changing that arm slot. If you do it when you're tired, it could turn into a pitch that kind of just lays flat and hangs. Maybe something you show early, but not late.
And the 0-1, and that one fouled off. The count quickly 0-2. So Ryan trying to get the perfect inning of striking out beside. He's one strike away from doing that. And as I said in the commercial break, Josh, this is the meat and potatoes of the lineup. If he can somehow get through
his slider
Daimling
really
here, in theory, the 5th inning, you're facing hitters batting in the 100s, not in the mid 300s. And the 0-2, and that one misses, 1-2 the count.
It's fun watching pitchers that can strike you out, don't walk you, because they're in the zone. They manipulate the zone. They manipulate corners.
And the 1-2, and that one is popped up. But, oh, my gosh, Gamble comes in. Then he goes out.
He's having an adventure out there.
He is having an adventure. It is probably the tough time up in the sky, but that will do it. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth, 2-0. Rebels still on top. Live from Early Wilson.
As a driver or passenger in a rideshare and told there is no money for your damages, don't take their word for it. Don't get ripped off. I'm Justin Watkins with Battleborn Injury Lawyers, and insurance coverage with rideshares is complicated. It depends on whether the app is on, the car's on its way, or the passenger has been picked up. Don't trust these important matters to just anyone. Trust Battleborn Injury Lawyers. Before you do anything, call us at 570-9000. That's 570-9000.
The 2019 Subaru Outback comes with road gripping, standard symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 32 miles per gallon. And it helps keep your journey safe with standard eyesight driver assist technology for an extra set of eyes on the road. This may be our most adventurous Outback yet.
EPA estimated highway. Actual mileage may vary. Eyesight is a driver assist system that may not operate optimally under all driving conditions. Driver is responsible for safe and attentive driving. System effectiveness depends on many factors. See owner's manual.
SubaruLasVegas.com.
Farhan Naqvi with Naqvi Injury Law. Imagine you've been injured in an accident. Now, do you want an assembly line law firm that treats you like a number and settles early for easy money? Hell no. You want an attorney who does everything in his power to translate knowledge and experience into big bucks in your pocket. Call me now for a free consultation at 702-INJURED.
If you've been hurt, Naqvi is the word. Call 702-INJURED.
It's time to rejoin the broadcast booth for more UNLV baseball.
Bottom of the fourth, Jack Thomas Wold will step in. Last time he stepped in, he hit a 2-run home run. That's the difference in the game. 2-0 Rebels on top of the Lobos. And this time he shows bunt, pulls it back. The ball bounces on the plate. I think Jack Thomas Wold thinks he got hit. He's pointing towards his foot. Boy, oh boy. Okay, Stan Stolte now, the coach.
This home plate umpire.
Now this is crazy that he's going to.
This is getting absurd now. Yeah. He has no clue what's going on.
Well, now
the guy at third base, I'm not sure the umpire now. I don't know what he's doing. He never calls anything, but he gives him first base. Jack Thomas had to let him know that he got hit by the curveball in the foot, but he never calls it. But then he says, I mean.
So I think Jimmy Craig, the third base umpire, is the one that said it hit him, but. Darian Williams.
And he's way over there. That's not an easy call for him.
So Williams, who did have a single, is one and only time at bat. So now Jack Thomas Wold over at first, being hit by pitch.
This is a mess.
We've got this one will be hammered out. Well, to left field, actually coming in a few steps is Merritt, and he'll put it away. Sounded better than it was. We've got. Remember I was talking about weathermen a minute ago?
Is that what we got?
That's Nate Tannenbaum down there, who was a weatherman. Now he does traffic on 8. Oh, wow. The celebrities are out here at Early Wilson. So a unproductive out. Max Smith will now step in. He hit into a double play, his one and only at bat. He's batting .312 on the year.
I'm always curious how the locker room talk is amongst umpires when the game's over. You know, if it's something evaluating their day.
This one is hammered out to left field. Back goes Merritt at the warning track, and it goes against the wall. It is not caught. Looks like Jack Thomas Wold will be waved home by Kevin Higgins, and that will be a double and an RBI double on top of that for Max Smith, going the other way to put the Rebels up 3-0.
Yeah, Jack Thomas Wold almost did a good job of running the bases. At this point, he got caught off to where he couldn't tag, which is a better place to be on a ball hit like that off the wall. He got around second base, but then before the ball hit, he actually started to go back. At that point, you're not tagging, so stay out there. He still scored relatively easy. And then the home plate umpire, once again, his job at that point is to go get third base. The first base umpire comes home. He runs into Higgins in the coach's box at third, so he wasn't even in the right position running down there. It's not his day.
Grant Robbins steps in. He struck out looking, his one and only at bat back in the second. Rebels now up 3-0 with the runner at second, that being Max Smith. And that one inside and low, 1-0 the count.
Wow, what a good piece of hitting on that ball. That last at bat, staying on a pitch and driving it deep to left center off the wall. What a good job of hitting, man. That's it, too. Remember, we talked about, like, even though they're not getting the outer half, they weren't early. They're still pitching out there. They haven't come inside too much. The second time through the lineup, take the chances. For the hitters, I mean, take a chance that...
And the 1-0 to Robbins, that one will miss. 2-0 the count. Still no action in the Lobos bullpen, and I think part of the reason why this is your Saturday starter who's done well all year, and, we've looked at some of the ERAs in the bullpen of the Lobos, and they want as much out of Nathaniel Garley as they can. He's only given up 3 hits so far. In fact, there's only been 3 hits here all day long. And those are all by the Rebels. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Rebels. That one misses, so it is 3-0 with Pahukoa on deck. Your former player, when are we not allowed to say the hits for the Lobos? When does that?
It doesn't bother me.
Okay.
I don't believe in that.
Okay. Then I'll let you say it.
Yeah. We'll do that.
But right now it's the Rebels at bat. They do have 3 runs, 3 hits, and this one will be a strike. 3-1 the count. So Grant Robbins clearly taking all the way there. The junior.
Frustration starting to set in for Nathaniel Garley, the pitcher for New Mexico. He's starting to, now that they got another hit, another run. He kind of settled down after the first inning where he got, he didn't get much help, that's for sure. But he's starting to feel it now. He's starting to press and get a little upset.
And the 3-1, and that one is chopped down to short. Good play by Schilling. He'll throw over. Smith unable to advance.
I'm actually surprised that Smith swung at that. I mean, he worked himself into a 3-1 count. That was
Robbins. Smith is on second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Robbins.
No
he worked himself into the 3-1 count, and that ball was nowhere near the strike zone. He just got a little bit
anxious.
Once again, he wanted to do too much, and you can't make something happen. I may not throw you a pitch that you can drive or be successful, and you can't make it happen. You're going to continue to chase balls out of the zones and counts like that. You're going to continue to get out.
It'll be up to Duke Pahukoa if the Rebels are going to add any more. Of course, he could walk and leave it up to Godman, but the first pitch to Duke, that one loops in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Duke grounded out his first and only at-bat back in the second.
Remember, we seen that last game, too, with Grant Robbins and chasing pitches out of the zone, being overly anxious and overly aggressive.
And the 0-1 to Duke, and that one is hammered out to right field. Overcomes Adkins to put it away. But the Rebels do add to their lead. 3-0 now, going to the top of the 5th. Rebels on top of the Lobos, live from Early Wilson.
License number NSCP 79415. Have you ever heard of a tankless water heater? Yep, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a water heater without a tank. You say, well, how does that work? I say, I'm glad you asked. I'm Ken Goodrich. A tankless water heater is the only way to get infinite, endless hot water. Basically, it's hot water on demand. Imagine the 6th or 7th or 10th person to take a shower in the morning getting all the hot water they want, no matter how much they want. A tankless water heater is like having a goose that lays golden eggs. You'll be hot water rich for the rest of your life. And that space that used to house your inefficient, energy hog, antique water heater will become a brand new storage closet in your 21st century, state-of-the-art, high-tech house. And tankless water heaters come with longer warranties than standard water heaters because, well, they're just better. Tankless water heaters installed by the Sunny Plumber. Go right now to thesunnyplumber.com.
Right now at Finley Volkswagen, we're having our Sign Then Drive event. Meet me at Finley Volkswagen at the Valley Auto Mall in Henderson. On approved credit, excludes tax, title, license, options, and dealer fees. 12,000 miles per year. See dealer for details. Offer expires 3/31/19.
Now, let's rejoin the broadcast team for more UNLV baseball.
We are going to the top of the 5th, and it is 3-0 Rebels on top of the Lobos. It'll be 6, 7, and 8. Adkins, Marshall, and Merritt. Adkins will step in, so it's 189, 185, 178. Hare did such an outstanding job the last inning going through the 380s and the 340s. We'll see. That's the funny thing about baseball. You never know. And Adam Adkins has an aluminum bat.
His pitch count's up. He's at 72 pitches to start this inning. Productive, but a lot.
So the 5th inning, he'll throw the first one low, 1-0 the count.
He's got 6 Ks and 2 walks. 2 walks, obviously untraditional of Ryan Hare, but 6 Ks and 2 walks, obviously your pitch count's going to get up a little bit.
And the 1-0 That one in for a strike. Yeah, let's see. I mean, I'm thinking, I know Johnson's had a few. Gamble's had a few defensive plays.
Yep.
I mean, has Stott had one yet? I know Williams had one.
So.
I don't think there's been a ground out to shortstop. That one in for a strike, 1-2 the count. I think Robbins in left field. Smith has had one. So it's been a lot of strikeouts and corners.
Oh. Kyle Schwarber just hit one really far in Texas.
Of course. He's a Cub. The 1-2 going all the way this year.
Oh,
all
you're saying
the way.
he's good. You're saying you were a Cubs fan.
Yes.
He's terrible. Kyle Schwarber's not very good. See,
really?
So
he's got a World Series ring. World Series ring.
Oh, he did a lot to earn it, too.
He did?
How many games did he play that year?
In the World Series.
Yeah, how many games did he play
Not that
year?
year.
He didn't.
And the 2-2. Let's get back. A big swing, and this one down the left field line, and that will go foul. The count will remain 2-2 in the top of the fifth.
I thought that ball was going to hit him, and he swung at it.
Yeah, it was. If you ever want to have me on your MLB talk show, then we'll discuss that.
Not if you're going to say nonsense like that.
Nonsense.
And act like Kyle Schwarber's actually good at baseball when he's not. Then I can't trust anything you say if that's the case.
The 2-2, and that one will miss. 3-2 the count. But, of course, Josh just said he can't trust me, so maybe the count's not 3-2.
It's not.
Okay, what's the count?
Who knows? Whatever you said is not it.
All right, it is 3-2.
Look, your celebrity friends, he's getting some autographs.
That's right, my celebrity friend. The 3-2 and a big swing and a miss, and that will be a strikeout.
3-2 count again, another strikeout.
Yeah,
so a lot of these things, although very productive, they're all seeing 6-7 pitches, which, once again, they're still one swing of the bat away, and it's only the fifth inning.
Right.
If they can get Ryan Hare out of here after 5 or 6, now we get to the bullpen, you still have a chance because he's pitching good. He's just, like I said, it's creeping.
Derek Marshall Jr. steps in. And the first pitch from Hare, and that one is fouled off to the right. He struck out looking his one and only at bat. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Not only do the Rebels want to get to the bullpen, the Lobos want to get to the bullpen.
Correct.
It's both of these Saturday pitchers come in with great records. That one a big swing and a miss.
He's got a lot of movement on that pitch inside. Sometimes he's going upstairs and into righties with a four-seamer, and they're getting beat after a nice little slider. And sometimes he's running that sinker in there, and it has a ton of movement.
7 Ks ties his season high already here, and that one that's 8 Ks, so he will now not tie his season high. He will actually get his season high.
Dougie on that one.
Right,
it took
exactly.
3 pitches.
Well, and why not that's what I'm saying about attacking. This is the part of the lineup you need to attack so that you can go the 6 and possibly 7 innings.
If he hits one deep, I'm just going to tip my cap, but you're right. I'm going at him.
Braden Merritt steps in. So what you're saying is I'm a truth sayer almost.
No. I'm not going to go that far. Not going to go that far.
I think we had
a.
Chris, are you recording this game? I think we have
this
where Josh said that everything I say is true. That one misses outside 1-0 the count to Merritt. He flied out to Max Smith back in the 3rd inning. And maybe I'll get one of my celebrity friends up here later.
You got a bunch of them.
This one is, now there's a lot of room there, and Robbins will have a chance in foul territory. He slides, and he makes that. What a great play by Grant Robbins in foul territory for the 3rd out of the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. 3-0 Rebels on top of the Lobos, live from Early Wilson.
License number NSCB 79415.
As a Cubs fan, I agree with Josh.
80 years old this year. 80. You can learn a lot in 80 years.
Like what exactly?
Like how to do things the right way, not the easy way.
But you and me both knew that before we were 12 years old. Your daddy taught you, and my papa taught me.
Zach, I'm trying to do an 80th anniversary out here.
Okay, so why don't you do one of those fancy 129 rejuvenations for just $80? That's what folks want. That's what you ought to do.
Okay, Zach, so what are you going to do to help celebrate Gettle's 80th birthday?
Well, for starters, I'm going to make sure you don't screw up this radio ad. Then I'm going to buy a giant cake for all the Sadie superstars. And then I'm going to send a superstar out to do an inside plumbing inspection for all the people that bought your $80 rejuvenation.
Zach, that's more than $300 worth of services for just $80.
Hey, are we celebrating or not?
Gettle.
Goetl. Ken, are you sure you're spelling that right?
Liberty Mutual Insurance knows you're focusing on the road right now, so we'll just describe our newspaper print ad to you. It's a tiny square that's colored a newspaper shade of gray that has you thinking yellow. As the words read, Liberty Mutual customizes your insurance so you only pay for what you need. Now that's the kind of print ad that'll make you glad you still read newspapers.
Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, equal housing insurer.
It's time to rejoin the broadcast booth for more UNLV baseball.
Jacob Godman will lead it off here in the bottom of the fifth. Rebels up 3-0. Godman, Gamble, and Stott set to go against Nathaniel Garley, still in for the Lobos. 3-0 here. And Garley sets and delivers, and the first one, that one, well, we knew Godman would probably be swinging. He didn't last time, and he lines that one into left field for a base hit. Now, Josh, when it comes to Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light, 21 means 21. With great beer comes great responsibility. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. And yes, if you come on out tomorrow, Sunday game, they do serve beer here at Earl E. Wilson, but you have to be 21 or older. So Gamble, who tried to bunt for a base hit, and it was a very close play. Great play by Meng over at third. Let's see what they do with Godman, the catcher, over at first with a 3-run lead.
Oh, there's a good chance we sacrifice here.
If he could just bunt down to first, I know.
Well, that's what you want to do in these situations when you're sacrificing, obviously, with the runner on first, is you want to bunt it to the first baseman who's holding the runner on.
Right, because he can't be in as far.
Right, I'm not going to bunt to the third baseman who's obviously cheating in this situation for that bunt. So if we are going to sacrifice, that would, and it looks like he might. He's already opening his hips. He's already kind of tipping a little bit. I like hit and running and different things like that in this situation. A little unorthodox.
Garley steps off the mound.
A little bit against the unexpected, or let him hit. Pitcher's going well. It's 3-0. We're in the fifth inning.
It's
plenty of baseball left.
I'm going. You've got Stott Johnson left. Coming up,
and that's what he's thinking too. That's what.
And boy, he does let him hit, and he takes or he lets him watch a ball go by. Now that would have been a tough one to bunt. I think that was kind of
That's about the same one that was hit for a home run in the first inning.
Right.
He should have took a hack at
Good
that.
one to hack. Tough one to bunt. I think that would have been popped up on a bunt. But it is 0-1 to Gamble, so the bunt not out of play yet. Godman, the catcher, boy, looks like he almost lost his footing a little bit. So Ryan Hare already with the most strikeouts this year for him. And, of course, this is his first year with UNLV, so he is doing a great job pitching so far. But right now, the Rebels trying to give him a little bit more of a cushion. It is 3-0, bottom of the first. That one misses, 1-1 the count. That one looks like Garley. That one looks like it almost hurt him. A little bit.
He tried to make his curveball that he just threw for a strike better, and just tried to do a little too much. He left it up. They're not bunting, though. We've shown that. I mean, once again, 1-1 count's a great count because you start to relax. The third baseman's still cheating in, but...
And the 1-1, he swings away, so now it's 1-2 fouled off.
Once again, it's the fifth inning. We're up 3-0. Your pitcher's going well. This is one of those situations where I don't always want to take the bat out of his hand. I want to let him hit so that he has confidence in himself, because there's going to come a time where I have to let him hit during the season. I can't always ask him to bunt, even though he's fast, even though he's our 9 guy. And so these are those moments where you let him earn it. You let him learn something.
Garley
It's tough to double him up,
off.
right? It's tough to double him up with his speed.
Calls timeout, so O'Farrell will go out and talk on the 1-2 pitch, or before the 1-2 pitch. Nathaniel called him out.
Jock Peterson for the Dodgers is hot. He just hit his 3rd home run in this game. Listen, last year set a lot of records with strikeouts, least amount of hits, a lot of home runs. They are back at this home run thing in baseball. They are hitting some bombs early.
And the 1-2, and that one is a check swing, and Gamble will strike out for the first out of the inning. Now, not to mean I told you so, but I said I would have bunted there, even beforehand, Josh.
And
now I know. And you never know. But Bryson Stott now steps in. Godman still at first, unproductive out there. Gamble swung at one.
Well, he takes the only one that was a strike right down the middle that he should hit, and he swings the balls out of the zone.
Exactly. But that's freshman. First year, obviously, being a freshman. Not even a redshirt freshman. So Stott steps in. He's walked and struck out, and he takes a monster hack.
So he's pulling off now, too.
Yep. That's what he did on his strikeout on the
Nothing's
third
back
strikeout.
through the middle of the plate.
As we like to
struggling.
say up in the booth, there's lots of hits in left field for a left-handed batter.
There's lots of hits. I mean, they're playing him to pull.
Right, exactly.
With this swing,
Merritt.
too, he is going to pull. That's the reality.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Merritt in left field, if Stock can put one down there, it's going to be guys on second and third easily.
Well, he's got to shorten up and stay close.
Right, just get one over Meng's head at third to throw over. Godman back. The throw over actually a little high. Marshall had to jump up to make sure it didn't go down the right field line. So the 0-1 to Stott, and that one misses outside, 1-1 the count. Still no action in either one of the bullpens. We were talking about Garley has given up 4 hits, 3 runs. His pitch count only at 51 going into this at-bat. So Garley's pitch count at 51, of course, not the strikeouts that Hare has, but much more economical here. Of course, he's also down 3-0. And the 1-1 to Stott, and the runner goes, and that's a big swing and a miss, and that is a catcher running. And, boy, the shortstop dropped the ball, so Godman will be safe. That was a strange play. I'm not sure what Schilling was doing. I guess the ball was thrown up, but that will go as a stolen base, I would assume.
Yeah, just throwing up the line a little bit,
Yeah.
and he tried to catch and tag, and the body knocked the ball out of the glove.
But Bryson, that was a humongous swing. So the count 1-2. Let's see if Bryson can shorten up a little bit here. Johnson on deck. Godman now in scoring position. Garley sets and delivers, and that one misses. Good stop by O'Farrell behind the plate to make sure Godman can advance 90 feet.
My son's texting me from the stands telling me about his swing.
We've got scouts here.
We do got scouts here. And he's right, though. He said he just told me he's pulling off pretty bad right now. He's correct. It's really what's happening. So you can tell he's pressing a little bit, and I don't know why. He's off to a good start this year.
He's off to a great
I don't know what
start.
he's pressing for. There's no need. He just balked. He didn't call it.
And the 2-2 in that one, I'll tell you what, Bryson tried to go the other way there, and that was the balk, yeah.
Kind of. His lower half still went towards first.
Gotcha.
He still opened up, but then he had to throw his hands away from himself.
Well, like you said, the great thing that Bryson has done in his collegiate career so far is when he's gone into little slumps, he's been able to fix it.
Correct, quickly, too.
Yeah. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the 5th, Rebels up 3-0 over the Lobos, and the pitch, and that one misses, so the count will go full.
That's why I like when hitters track. I like when they're not hitting, they track the ball back to the catcher's glove. The reason I like it is because it teaches the front side to stay closed. It teaches them to close up, not maybe throw a fake bunt and pull back or get it back because you just lean back at that point. But it teaches you to close up so you actually track the ball in a good hitting position.
So Bryson has walked and struck out. Let's see what he does here on a 3-2, and that one is chopped right back to the pitcher.
You see his front foot?
Yep, and I think that might have been high. So that one is out. It'll be the second out. He grounds
almost
out
of the batter's box. He's stepping, and then he slips to try to run as he's swinging. He can't get any barrel on the ball at all.
So it'll be up to Dylan Johnson here with 2 outs. Dylan 0 for 2, batting .333.
Johnson.
And this is, as we say many times, college baseball in the 5th. And that's one reason why you said, the bunting maybe not, because it's, a 7-run lead isn't safe in the 5th.
No, not in college baseball.
That one in for a strike, 0-1 the count. Even though, like, with some of the changes in college baseball in the last few years, it's not quite as football scores as it was maybe 5 years ago.
They're starting to make the adjustments again. You see a lapse in offense. They're starting to come back again.
Well, like you said, with the home runs now, the beginning part of the season, where they hit them everywhere except down in San Diego or in San Francisco. How great would you like just to pitch in those two parks?
Of course, we'll love that.
And the 0-1 to Johnson, and that one hung up there. Played for an out, Adkins. Johnson would love that one back, but we will go to the top of the 6th, 3-0. Rebels on top of the Lobos, live from Early Wilson.
Farhan Naqvi with Naqvi Injury Law. Imagine you've been injured in an accident. Now, do you want an assembly line law firm that treats you like a number and settles early for easy money? Hell no. You want an attorney who does everything in his power to translate knowledge and experience into big bucks in your pocket. Call me now for a free consultation at 702-INJURED.
If you've been hurt, Naqvi is the word. Call 702-INJURED.
Hey, Vegas, this is Ryan Big Back McKinnell from ESPN's Cofield and Company and host of the Mac Attack on 920 The Game. Look, I have a perfect driving record, except for those times other people hit my car. And when I had to get it fixed, I wanted to go somewhere good. VIP Collision has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Their 5-star ratings across the board, and their customer service is unmatched. Give VIP Collision a call at 660-0030. VIP Collision at 660-0030. And if you mention Big Mac, they'll knock off 10% from your bill. VIP Collision, they're your MVP for all your auto body needs.
Spend less time taking care of your yard and more time enjoying it with a brand new Toro lawnmower. Choose from top-rated self-propelled walk-behind models or time-saving zero-turn riding mowers. All with the latest features to make mowing less of a chore. With Toro's proven durability, you'll get more than a great-looking yard. You'll get a mower you can count on for years to come.
You got it. Let's do it.
Visit Toro.com/local to find a dealer near you.
There you go.
Now, back to the booth for more UNLV baseball.
We go to the top of the 6th inning. It'll be 9-1-2. O'Farrell, Watari, and Schilling. As Hare will step in, his pitch count at 83. And O'Farrell steps in. And the first pitch, and that one is hammered out to center field. Gamble this time plays it perfectly for an out. No problem seeing the ball, as now the lights definitely have taken effect here at 7:32 local time.
Baseman, Justin Watari.
So Justin Watari, who is perfect on the day.
He is.
with getting to first base. He's walked twice.
Listen, 457 on base coming into the game. He's on base twice.
Yeah.
And then you got the big boys coming up. You keep doing that, good things are going to happen
rewarded
for this team.
Actually, how many runs has he scored this year?
He's got 19 on the season, but you got to remember,
that one bounced up there.
54 at bats for him, and he has 19 runs scored.
That's amazing.
It's really good. So he's third on his team, but yet he has almost half the at bats of everybody else.
And would you expect anything else? The count is 1-0 to Watari. Hare sets and delivers, and that one will miss 2-0.
That's got some good movement.
Unfortunately, that one was out. It moved low and outside.
I need to start watching Ryan Hare pitch more. The more I see him, the more impressed I'm getting. I'm becoming. I wonder what the scouts think of him. We got any scouts out here tonight?
Sets the 2-0, yep. I can see that one in for a strike. That guy, well, unless that guy's I think we have two scouts.
I think that's
what Dick Calvert said.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that guy's probably just New Mexico guy with the jugs gun.
Yeah.
And the 2-1, and that one is fouled off, so the count will go to 2-2, and I believe that is the first time that Watari's had 2 strikes on him. Yeah. So Hare trying to get through 6.
You said, I didn't hear what you said. You said you think the Cubs are going to make the playoffs, or they're not making the playoffs.
They will. They will make the playoffs. Yes.
Gotcha. I wasn't sure.
So I will have a formal apology from you when they do on MLB Network. I will
yes,
get
sir.
Will I get a 5-minute guest spot? This one shot down to third. Johnson comes over. He throws. Nice play. Boy, on the infield, it's Dylan Johnson. Stott still looking for his first defensive play. Williams has had one.
Yes, I want over there.
The wonder now, why is this guy being on for 5 minutes on MLB Network? Well, I live up to my word. So that'll bring up Hayden Schilling now with 2 outs. And I'm going to let you read right now. The Rebels have 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Can you give me the line of the Lobos, since you're not superstitious?
Well, they have 0 runs, and that's the same number for everything else.
Oh, I like the way you said that. Okay, that one misses. 1-0 the count. See, you say you're not superstitious, but you know what? I commend you. You gave the information.
So...
And the 1-0, and that one is hammered deep and foul. It will drop out of play.
Yeah, that ball was hit pretty good.
Yeah, that was one of their better pokes of the night for the Lobos, but well foul. So the count will go to 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch from Hare, and that one outside. 2-1 the count.
So, he's up in the 90s now. Obviously, we're in the 6th inning.
Now the changing of the arm slot's going to be a little bit more.
He was up earlier in the game, and now he's down when he misses, which is kind of impressive as well, because usually we start to miss up as we get tired, but he's not. So when he's adding on, he's actually still getting it down.
And the 2-1, this one will be chopped down. Hare fields his position and will go to the bottom of the 6th. 3-0, Rebels on top of the Lobos. Live from Early Wilson.
Less time taking care of your yard and more time enjoying it with a brand new Toro lawnmower. Choose from top-rated self-propelled walk-behind models or time-saving zero-turn riding mowers. All with the latest features to make mowing less of a chore. With Toro's proven durability, you'll get more than a great-looking yard. You'll get a mower you can count on for years to come. Visit Toro.com/local to find a dealer near you.
License number NSCB 79415. Have you ever heard of a tankless water heater? Yep, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a water heater without a tank. You say, well, how does that work? I say, I'm glad you asked. I'm Ken Goodrich. A tankless water heater is the only way to get infinite, endless hot water. Basically, it's hot water on demand. Imagine the 6th or 7th or 10th person to take a shower in the morning getting all the hot water they want, no matter how much they want. A tankless water heater is like having a goose that lays golden eggs. You'll be hot water rich for the rest of your life. And that space that used to house your inefficient, energy hog, antique water heater will become a brand new storage closet in your 21st century state-of-the-art high-tech house. And tankless water heaters come with longer warranties than standard water heaters because, well, they're just better.
Tankless water heaters installed by the Sunny Plumber. Go right now to thesunnyplumber.com.
Now, let's rejoin the broadcast team for more UNLV baseball.
Jack Thomas Wold steps in, bottom of the 6th. It'll be Wold, Williams, and Smith.
That's right.
And we want to make sure and thank Josh Towers. Thank you, Josh. That went in for a strike. Josh has to leave because he's big-timing us now. He'll be on MLB radio. But we have a special throwback guest. We're going to go with the radio name, as I'm Doug Douglas. We'll go with Marcus Brody. Marcus, how's it going?
It's great to be back on the air here at UNLV. I don't know that anybody's excited about it other than maybe you, Doug, but me, of course. And then I have to follow Josh Towers.
Don't forget Chris. Chris is excited.
Chris, I've got 3 people in my corner, one of them being me.
There you go. Well, it is 1-1 to Jack Thomas Wold. Let's reset. It is the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Rebels are up 3-0, and this one will be a big swing and a miss. Jack Thomas Wold responsible for 2 of those runs with the 2-run shot back in the 1st inning. And Marcus, we got Josh Towers now. He's Josh Towers, the starting pitcher, so he's getting pulled now after 6. He just can't deal it. So the 1-2. Marcus, of course, you were here at UNLV, and you've traveled all around now afterwards and currently up in Salt Lake City?
Yeah, been around the country a little bit. Got back to Wisconsin, the home state, for a while. Did some radio broadcasting up there. Covered the Packers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I follow you on Twitter. This one hammered out to left field. Back goes Merritt, and he does get back. Boy, he kind of took not exactly a straight line. He kind of came in a little bit, went out, but it does not matter. Merritt puts it away for the first out of the inning.
The Magellan route, as a lot of baseball guys like to say. Yeah, and I heard you and Josh talking a little bit about the Cubs making the postseason down here. Me being a Milwaukee guy.
Yes.
Interested to see how that NL Central plays out this year.
Darian Williams will step in. He is 1 for 2. He got a single. And let me just tell you, I will compliment your Brewers here in a moment. First, the pitch. Garley still in there. That one drops in beautifully, 0-1. One of the things we do is we're trying to take my kid to all 50 states, and we went to Milwaukee. And I think one of our greatest times was at Miller Park. Before we even got into the stadium, they'd already given us free ice cream. My kid, and that's one of his favorite parks because by the time we were in there, we had like bobbleheads and ice creams. This one hammered out. That will be the second base hit for Williams, and he is 2 for 3 on the day. And that will be hit number 5 for the Rebels, and he has 2 of them. So actually, great time up there. We love Miller Park, and being a Cubs fan, I hate the Cardinals, but I've never hated the Brewers. I mean, you were in the American League when I was growing up.
Right.
So it's kind of a different thing. So Max Smith will come in. He had the other RBI, Jack Thomas Wold with 2. He had a double to the opposite field. And he also has an RBI. Now Williams at first. He'll throw over Will Garley to chase him back. Smith. Now, I did love the way Josh did it. Right now, if you're just tuning in, UNLV baseball, Mountain West game, Lobos versus the Rebels here at Early Wilson. And right now, there's a lot of zeros up there for the Lobos. This one chopped down. It is a foul ball, and thank goodness it was. Great play by Marshall, but he stabbed it in foul territory down there at first, so it'll just be a strike. Otherwise, definitely would have been 1 out and maybe even 2 if he'd have turned around and thrown out to get Williams.
So I'm going to ask you, Doug, do you adhere to that whole broadcaster curse?
I do. Because
we're stepping around the
We are stepping around that because
okay.
It's not going to be on me. Being a Cubs fan, I'm very superstitious. So it's not going to be on me. There's going to be no goats, no black cats running across this field. We're going to make sure. But I think everybody can figure out what I'm alluding to right now since the Lobos we'll just say not had a lot of offensive production. But right now the Rebels are up to bat, and the 0-1 way inside.
Yeah, 3-0 in the bottom of the 6th, regardless of all other numbers. That's
right.
A positive now.
5 hits for the Rebels and no runs for the Lobos, as Marcus said. Now what's amazing, the pitch count is pretty low still for Garley, considering that we are in the 6th. He's right where you'd like to be as a pitcher, right around 68, 69. Hare's pitch count's a lot higher. I can't imagine it's not going to be. Maybe he'll come out for the 7th, as I don't see anybody in the Rebel bullpen. But he's not going a complete game unless the Lobos really start swinging on the first pitch. So it is 1-1 to Max Smith. Williams on first, 1 out here, 3-0, bottom of the 6th. The pitch, and this one is out to center field. Mang goes back a little over to his right and puts it away for the 2nd out of the inning.
Well, in the case of Garley, 2 runs given up there in the first and really settled in since that time. Just the single tally there in the bottom of the 3rd.
Well, and the crazy thing about that was, Jack Thomas just turned on the one, put it out towards the 335 club here in right field. And, that was what maybe I overplay it, but the shadows and everything, that was where a pitcher, should be making hay, but he left one up and Jack Thomas Wold make him pay. Grant Robbins now steps in with 2 outs. He's 0 for 2. He's struck out looking and grounded out. And a throw over to first instead. Williams easily back.
We were talking NL Central, Doug, which I'm sure everybody in the listening audience is very thrilled to discuss right now, but I will say this. You complimented Miller Park in Milwaukee, having been to Wrigley Field on several occasions. For any baseball fan out there, that's a must.
It really
see.
It is this one high. The amazing thing to me about Wrigley Field is, and when I first took my kid and wife, who I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago, I made sure and did it the right way. We parked kind of far away. We walked through the neighborhood, went to a pizza joint, and then all of a sudden, because it's so different, all of a sudden then you walk around the corner and you're in the neighborhood and you're like, oh my gosh, it's right there.
There's a baseball field here.
Yeah. So the 1-0, and that one will catch the outside part of the plate. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, my wife happens to be a Dodgers fan, so I've
love the stadium. Don't like having to get in and out of the stadium.
Yeah, that's tough. And as a guy who's accustomed to tailgating for baseball games, going to Dodger Stadium, that is a no-no, strict no-no.
And just the freeway. That's why they get the bad rap of showing up late, leaving early, because it's just all about traffic, and that's one reason why We'll first get the 1-1 pitch from Garley. He'll throw over to first. That's why I had this funny, I don't know if you remember Mitch Moss.
Yep, I do.
Mitch and I, we have these he loves to hear about my rankings because I go to a lot of major league parks.
Sure.
And so he goes, okay, Doug, I always rank on, bathrooms. I rank on, hospitality. I rank on all these things. And one thing is ease of getting in and out of the park, whether it's through public transportation or not. And that's where that one is off to right field. And we'll have to continue this trip around the majors, as that will do it. We'll go to the top of the 7th, 3-0. Rebels on top of the Lobos, live from Early Wilson.
As a driver or passenger in a rideshare and told there is no money for your damages, don't take their word for it. Don't get ripped off. I'm Justin Watkins with Battleborn Injury Lawyers, and insurance coverage with rideshares is complicated. It depends on whether the app is on, the car's on its way, or the passenger has been picked up. Don't trust these important matters to just anyone. Trust Battleborn Injury Lawyers. Before you do anything, call us at 570-9000. That's 570-9000.
Everyone is using PropSwap. One PropSwapper bet $10 on Loyola last year and sold it for $1,000. 4 games later, PropSwap is the new and only marketplace to buy and sell these active sports wagers. So download the PropSwap app today.
The 2019 Subaru Outback comes with road gripping, standard symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 32 miles per gallon. And it helps keep your journey safe with standard eyesight driver assist technology for an extra set of eyes on the road. This may be our most adventurous Outback yet.
EPA estimated highway. Actual mileage may vary. Eyesight is a driver assist system that may not operate optimally under all driving conditions. Driver is responsible for safe and attentive driving. System effectiveness depends on many factors. See owner's manual.
SubaruLasVegas.com.
Now, back to the booth for more UNLV baseball.
Top of the 7th here, Ryan Hare working on something special. But he's got to go through the absolute heart of the lineup. Jared Mang, who's batting .382, Marcus, will step in. So far, he's flied out and struck out. But he's got to go through a couple Mangs and a Daimling here.
Yeah, that's a rough middle of the order. 390 coming into tonight and then 354 coming into this evening.
That one is, first pitch popped up.
Major league
once again, yeah, I mean, that is Dylan Johnson under it. He makes the catch, and that is 1 pitch, 1 out. We were talking about, this at some point UNLV is going to have to go to the bullpen. 93 pitches, now 94. Of course, if the Lobos somehow swing on the first pitch and pop it up, then that might change. So now
You'd
his
like to
brother
think
Connor Meng.
the approach might be a little bit different than that. Maybe that's been discussed in the dugout.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. So the first pitch in for a strike, 0-1. So Ryan Hare, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. That's a season high for him, a UNLV high.
Now, you were giving everybody your ballpark evaluation when we left off, too.
Right, and the 0-1 pitch from Hare, and that one is hammered out to center. Gamble comes in. He's having to dig in. He'll dive and make the catch for the second out of the inning. Wow, we were talking about how much that pop-up hung up. That one did not hang up as long as I thought, and Gamble had to get on his horse, came in, and we'll just say preserve something very special here in the 7th inning. So we're 7 2/3 of the way. Yeah, well, we'll wait till UNLV's back on offense. There's too much going on here right now.
Hung up just
Daimling
enough
coming
for him.
up. Jeff Daimling.
Man, and racing in like that, too. That's always a difficult grab to make when it's falling in front of you, coming in face first like that.
Well, we've been lucky, and I know back when you were here at UNLV, it was Joey Armstrong out there in center field for part of the time, big swing and a miss. And just the speed that can just help the outfield. The outfield play has been really, really good. I've been so impressed by Robbins and left, and Max Smith. Like I said, that's a tough field with the sun, not now, of course, but in a lot of games. And they've really done a great job for quite a few years now. The 0-1, and that one bounced up there. It'll be 1-1 the count.
Well, you mentioned Joey Armstrong, his brother Pat on the coaching staff, and then prior to Joey out there, Mark Shannon, who could go and get him with the best of center fielders in this conference, certainly.
Yeah, it's
And we have a great perspective up here in the press box, too, to watch a great center fielder go to work and track down a...
Yeah, Early Wilson, and there's a lot of room, and that's where outfielders with speed, because I think in Mountain West play, I can't think of a more foul territory. That one is, Out to right field, Smith going to foul territory right on the line and makes the catch in fair territory. So we will discuss more as we go to the bottom of the 7th, 3-0. Some history possibly being made here at Early Wilson.
For Han Nakvi with Nakvi Injury Law, imagine you've been injured in an accident. Now, do you want to...
Sorry about that, Jared. That wasn't the best out, but I'm starting to try not to say that one word.
Easy money? Hell no.
I understand.
An attorney who does everything.
How amazing it would it be if the one time we've only been on radio twice, and if we can get a
free consultation at 702
I would be available for interviews on Monday. I'm technically correct. I'm sure that's what you'd want to lead with.
Yeah.
Or maybe you'd want a player instead.
Time taking care of your yard and more time enjoying it. With a
I'll bring it up for sure.
Well, if it happens, yes.
Top-rated self-propelled walk-behind models.
Maybe I'll do a call in Spanish, so that way it'll get Tyler excited.
Features to make mowing less of a chore. With Toro's
I know how he likes Jesus's goals calls. So
get a mower you can count
if I do the final call in Spanish, then I know it'll get played.
/local to find a dealer near you.
The 2019 Subaru Outback
it definitely would increase the possibility.
Symmetrical all-wheel drive plus
I better start Google Translate. I better start getting ready for that.
Standard eyesight driver assist technology for an extra set of eyes on the road. This may be our most adventurous Outback yet.
EPA estimated highway. Actual mileage may vary. Eyesight is a driver assist system that may not operate optimally under all driving conditions. Driver is responsible for safe and attentive driving. System effectiveness depends on many factors. See owners.
What's going on in that hoops game?
It's time to rejoin the broadcast booth for more UNLV baseball.
And welcome back. We go to the bottom of 7, 3-0 Rebels on top of the Lobos. It'll be Pahukoa, Godman, and Gamble scheduled for the Rebels. Freshman. Duke looking for his first hit of the night. Nathaniel Garley doing a great job. He has given up only 5 hits and 3 runs, but he is down right now 3-0. And the 2019 Nissan Rogue, one solid defender Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
Yeah, you get into the 7th inning, give it up 3 runs, really at any level of baseball, and you feel really good most nights.
Well, his pitch count's still just at 73, so he might be going for a while still. That one misses 2-0 the count.
Beautiful night for baseball out here, too, Doug. I mean, I think I picked the right weekend to come back into town.
Yes. Boy, the beginning of the year here, it was cold. The 2-0 pitch, and that one does get the strike zone 2-1. Should be noted, tomorrow's game is a 12 o'clock game, and it's still supposed to be in the 70s, and we said they're smoking Sam's out here. They sell beer, so come on out to Early Wilson if you're in the Las Vegas area. We've got a pitching matchup we'll give to you here in a minute, the 2-1, and that one is out to center field, and I think that's going to drop in for a base hit, so Duke Pahukoa takes the big turn, but he'll be satisfied with a single and his first hit of the night. Tomorrow it'll be Drew Gillespie for the Lobos and Chase Maddox for the Rebels. Chase actually pitched a great game last Sunday here against the Wolfpack. Didn't get a decision as Wolfpack came back in the late innings, but Chase did a great job his last time out. And now Godman will come in, the catcher. Now, I think this is a bunting situation. In fact, Godman seems to be already getting the bat kind of out there. The Rebels are up 3-0. Now he pulls the bat back. Godman does have a single, and this one instead a little chopped down. It'll act like
the job done.
In fact, it'll do more than that, because with Garley coming over, Mang, neither one, it kind of seemed to get in Mang's way. I think that'll probably go as a hit, right? Because that was chopped down. Yep, single. So yeah, a little bit better than that. Now let's see with Gamble. Last time he did not bunt, but with runners at first and second now. And Gamble is a good bunter. In fact, he almost bunted for a base hit in the 3rd. But, of course, this time just trying to sacrifice. So Pahukoa at second, Godman at first. Gamble now will come up. And up by 3. With your number 9 hitter up, I think this is a time to bunt.
I like it, Doug. I'm hesitant to ever call anything a bunting situation anymore with the way the game has evolved at the major league level. And that's not to say that I agree with all of those decisions. It's just you never know anymore.
I just think the situation calls for it, but we'll see what Stan Stolte decides to do. And he does show bunt, and he jumps out of the way as that one bounces up there, which isn't a bad thing by the pitcher to do also to make sure it's out of the strike zone. Maybe you'll get a cheap strike, but see what the batter is doing, and it is 1-0. That's Kevin Higgins down in the third base box. Patrick Armstrong, who we talked about the last half inning over in the first base coaching box, former first baseman here for the Rebels. So let's see if Gamble again on a 1-0. There is now action in the Lobos. He bunts it, and wow, I don't know how he bunted that, to be honest with you. And he'll get to first base safely. Flying down the line, Garley had a little bit of problems. Where did he bunt that ball
Wow,
from?
it looked like it was off the handle. It looked defensive in a lot of ways, and yet it was the perfect bunt back out in front of him.
Yeah, great job by Gamble there, and more importantly then, in 2 times where basically it was sacrifices, they've gotten great plays the Rebels have, and now the bases are loaded with no outs, and Bryson Stott comes up. So let's see if Stott can keep in there, and he looks like he's been elongating his swing a little bit. Let's see if he can shorten it up, and there's some RBIs out there.
Yeah, big opportunity to potentially break this game open, and then that little thing that shall not be mentioned or discussed.
Don't you do it, Marcus. I'm not taking the blame.
No.
Josh did it well.
Well, as a guest on this broadcast, I'm certainly not stepping out of line
You would not be allowed back in early Wilson. So bases loaded to Stott, and that one drops in for a strike. 0-1 the count. Bryson has 14 RBI on the year and 5 home runs. Bases are loaded, and this one will be shot down. What a play at first by Marshall Jr., and they will not turn the double play. They force it home out. So Pahukoa thrown out at home on the force. Stott fast enough. He will now be at first. And I'll tell you what, that was a line shot, and Marshall at first made a great play and a good throw down to O'Farrell. So now there is 1 out. Wow, that thing was lasered.
Hit it hard, unfortunately, right at a defender. Not a whole lot more you can do with that, but still 3-0 UNLV. And
now Ray Birmingham is going out and talking right now. I haven't seen a move. So they haven't. Right now they're still discussing, so they're deciding if Garley is there. Right now Dylan Johnson is 0 for 3 on the day, and Garley's pitch count, just barely just now ticked over 80. We talked about early in the broadcast, Josh did, their bullpen, they've got some hitters and they've got some starting pitcher at the top end Friday and Saturday, but their bullpen, is not one of their strong suits.
A little shaky if you can get in there.
Still no move being made. Now the umpires come out. Boy, that took a while there, didn't it?
It did. They were milking that for all they could to.
So no pitching change here. Dylan Johnson now with the bases loaded, 0 for 3 on the day, batting .330.
Maybe a mental break for Garley there. A chance to just step back and.
Johnson has 15 RBI and he does have 4 dingers on the year. But right now it's 3-0. We are in the bottom of the 7th, and I'm sure the Rebels would just be happy with a single to right field that would score 2. Gamble, of course, can fly at second. So can Stott at first. Godman at third, and the first pitch, boy, he overthrew that one and didn't get far enough away from O'Farrell for Godman to score, but that is definitely a ball. 1-0 the count.
Well, even a sacrifice fly here, Doug. Just get this game to 4-0. And
you've got to you can't let them wiggle out of this.
Capitalize, yeah.
It will be 6, 7, and 8, the bottom part of the order for the Lobos when we get to the 8th. Of course, if you're a Rebels fan, you're hoping that's a whiles away. You're hoping even maybe for a pitching change and a little commercial break here, but right now it is a 1-0 count. Garley taking his time. Boy, he has slowed down the pace. Actually surprised Johnson didn't step out. And the 1-0, and that one is dropped in there for a strike. Nice pitch, 1-1 the count.
There's some confidence with that breaking ball.
Yeah.
Down in the count early.
Well, he's been successful against the 1 and 2 hitters for the Rebels. It's been 3, 4, and 5 that have really done the damage. Dylan trying to break that streak. That one fouled off. The count goes to 1-2. Jack Thomas Wold, who does have a 2-run home run on deck. One thing you don't want to see right now is a double play.
Yeah, if you're Garley, that's what you're looking for, right? Something on the ground.
Now, Mang is definitely playing in at third, as is Marshall at first. And Marshall just got done making an outstanding play to keep it still only a 3-run lead for the Rebels. So the 1-2 to Johnson. That one misses. 2-2 the count. The Rebels are 4 for 15 with runners on, 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position, 167 today. Luckily, the great pitching of Ryan Hare so far has made it so that the Rebels have the lead.
Well, 2 for 7 looks a lot better than 1 for 6.
It does, yes. And the 2-2, and that one bounces up and not far enough away. That's good catching there by O'Farrell. He kept it in front of him, and while it bounced up maybe 10 feet away, it never got behind him. Godman crashed on down, but wisely ran back to third. But now it's a full count.
Right. A cat and mouse game here. But, man, you got to hang a number up there here in this inning. Just too big of a scoring opportunity.
Well, we'll see how aggressive Johnson is here. You also have to make sure that is a strike, because if you walk, obviously, there's an RBI, and that would score the 4th run of the game. So let's see what happens here on a 3-2 pitch. Bases loaded. Rebels up by 3. And that one is hammered right back up the middle, and that will be a double play as it went in right. I mean, what a line shot to Watari. He does it himself. So the Rebels don't score. We'll go to the top of the 8th. Rebels still up 3-0, live from Early Wilson.
The 2019 Subaru Outback comes with road gripping, standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus 32 miles per gallon. And it helps keep your journey safe with standard eyesight driver assist technology for an extra set of eyes on the road. This may be our most adventurous Outback yet.
EPA estimated highway. Actual mileage may vary. Eyesight is a driver assist system that may not operate optimally under all driving conditions. Driver is responsible for safe and attentive driving. System effectiveness depends on many factors. See owner's manual.
SubaruLasVegas.com.
License number NSCB 79415, 79414.
It's no secret that I own the Sonny Plumber and that Sonny is the plumbing division of Gettle. So why don't you just call it Gettle Plumbing? That was the question a 12-year-old boy named Jake asked me during the holidays. When I couldn't think of a good answer, I said, Jake, I think I'll do that. He said, make sure you tell everyone it was my idea.
I took the headphones off, but Jared, are you going to do the legal here before you come back?
When you need your air conditioning or plumbing fixed fast and right, put the pedal to the metal, call Gettle. G-O-E-T-T-L.
Gettle. G-O-E-T-T-L. Gettle. It's really hard to spell. Gettle. It's made of metal, so don't settle. Call Gettle today. Gettle. G-O-E-T-T-L. Gettle. They are really swell. Gettle. It's made of metal. Heavy duty, so don't settle. Call Gettle today.
KBAD Las Vegas.
The Milwaukee Brewers Polish sausage has admitted to steroid use and sausage race fixing.
Sports 920, a game. Now, back to the booth for more UNLV baseball.
Adam Adkins will step in. Top of the 8th, 3-0. Rebels on top of the Lobos, and Ryan Hare having himself a day. Let's just say there's zeros across the board right now for the Lobos. Boy, that was a shot by Johnson, but Watari made a good play and then able to go unassisted for the double play. And the first pitch by Hare, and that one is fouled off. 0-1 the count.
Yeah, tough way to end the 7th, Doug.
Yeah, because that was 2 runs easily, and more importantly, would have kept the merry-go-round perhaps going for more.
Well, and you can't fault Johnson. He hit it on a rope, and
it was
unfortunately
a strike.
Just right in the worst possible spot.
And the 0-1, and that one is a big swing and miss. Quickly 0-2. There's so many ways to be satisfied at the Orleans Hotel and Casino Experience. Bailiwick, All-American Pub and Eatery, food and fun. It's what we do. Savor the latest and greatest variety of flavors at the Orleans.
I've been there. Love that spot.
Yeah, so have I.
Big Orleans guy myself. I will throw that out there.
And that one is popped up. This might be the first time Stott actually has played. No, he will be called off. Who's going to take it? Gamble in center field takes command. I thought Stott might have his first time having a little defensive there. And I believe with that pitch, I think that's 101 now for Hare. And Jabara went 101 at San Jose State back on March 15th, 8 1/3. So, no, 102. So this is the longest any pitcher has gone pitch count-wise so far this year.
Tough to pull him here, but you're
tough.
Playing that game as manager Stan Stolte. Thinking about what's best for him, what's best for the team. A lot of variables coming into play.
This is the first time I can't pick off the number here, but a right-hander is up in the bullpen. The first pitch, that one is up, and that'll go foul out of play. Yes, 0-1 the count. So it is a pinch hitter. It is Tanner Baker now.
It's number 16, Tanner Baker.
So the count is 0-1 to Baker. So Marshall is out of the game. Baker now in. Baker batting .275 on the year, left-hander, so they're going for that righty-lefty matchup also. And the 104th pitch, that one in for a strike, 0-2 the count.
I know you want to say something, but you're not going to.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying if you've got, well, it's only the 8th inning, and the 0-2 pitch, and that one bounced up there. The count will go to 1-2.
Well, ultimately, 3-0 Rebels is the important number there. And
that is true.
The chance that
Mountain West game, a chance to win the series. Tomorrow's game, 12 o'clock with Chase Maddox on the mound for the Rebels. So it has been moved up. If you were thinking it was a 1 o'clock game when you saw it, it is now a 12 o'clock game. The 1-2, and that one is fouled off. The count will remain 1-2.
And I'll just say this, definitely no love lost between these two programs over the years either. So a chance to, no matter what the standings look like, to beat New Mexico in a series is always a big deal.
Well, this again, the Rebels and New Mexico back tied in the Mountain West in fourth, that all-important fourth. The 1-2, this one dribbled down. Boy, that's going to be tough. Williams has to grab it. He stabs over, throws over, and out at first base. Wow. Williams kind of came in tentatively because it almost looked like Hare, the pitcher, was going to try to field it, but he threw a dart over there to Jack Thomas Wold.
Yeah, and the collective exhale of every Rebel fan in this stadium could be heard after that. What a play. Knowing the situation at hand as well.
Braden Merritt now steps in. He's 0 for 2 as most of the Lobo batters are something with that number at the front, and or all of them. He shows bunt, and that boy Williams will come in. He'll field it. He'll underhand it, and Jack Thomas Wold stretches out and gets him. And so he bunts in the bottom of the 8th. No love lost there.
Nope.
We will go to the top of the 8th. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. 3-0 Rebels on top of the Lobos. But that's not the only story here. Live from Early Wilson.
Everyone is using Prop Swap. You know, one Prop Swapper bet $10 on Loyola last year and sold it for $1,000. 4 games later, Prop Swap is the new and only marketplace to buy and sell these active sports wagers. So download the Prop Swap app today.
The 2019 Subaru Outback comes with road-gripping, standard, symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 32 miles per gallon. And it helps keep your journey safe with standard eyesight, driver assist technology for an extra set of eyes on the road. This may be our most adventurous Outback yet.
EPA estimated highway. Actual mileage may vary. Eyesight is a driver assist system that may not operate optimally under all driving conditions. Driver is responsible for safe and attentive driving. System effectiveness depends on many factors. See owner's manual.
SubaruLasVegas.com.
For Knock the injury law. Imagine you've been injured in an accident. Now, do you want an assembly line law firm that treats you like a number and settles early for easy money? Hell no. You want an attorney who does everything in his power to translate knowledge and experience into big bucks in your pocket. Call me now for a free consultation at 702-INJURED.
If you've been hurt, knock the word, call 702.
I'm not 100% sure yet now.
Now, back to the booth for more UNLV baseball.
Concentrate on the fact that it does turn. And that time he did. Kick off that? Oh, 4-0? Oh, I don't know. Ryan Coffey? And we have a new pitcher here for the Lobos. Get it here in a minute. Looks like it's going to be Brian Coffey, the left-handed pitcher out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Bishop Gorman.
Your attention, please.
So we are in the bottom of the 8th, 3-0. Rebels on top of
For the Lobos. Number 40,
the Lobos.
Brian Coffey.
It'll be Jack Thomas Wold, Darian Williams, and Max Smith. We have a couple defensive changes also. We'll get those to you here in a second.
Imagine Coffey has a friends and family contingent out here tonight.
I would think so.
The right fielder. Check that. The first baseman, Jack Thomas Wold.
So Connor Ming now is over at first. Reyes is over at third for the Lobos. And the first pitch to Wold, and that one drops in there but misses. 1-0 the count.
It's the most exciting thing to do as a broadcaster. Late inning defensive changes when about 4 guys shift or come out of the game.
Hey, if your family's listening, that's if their family's listening.
It's a big deal, right? For sure.
Or streaming, they are streaming this. That one drops in. Nice pitch by Coffey. So Edilberto Reyes over at third now. And as we said, Connor Mank due up for the Lobos. In the bottom of the 9th, it'll be 9-1-2. We'll see if there's a pinch here. That one is in for a base hit, so Jack Thomas Wold having himself a day. Home run, 2 RBI, and a single.
Ball game and playing third base and batting in this
new scoreboard here at Early Wilson Stadium since I was last here. We did not have these.
Well, that scoreboard's new this year. So yeah, the Bruce Lane scoreboard, and probably since you were here, I don't think the beautiful UNLV baseball clubhouse down there. Have you been inside there?
The Marnell complex. I have not. That was had been conceived of when I was here, but had not yet had a shovel put in the ground. No, and it looks fantastic. Big deal for this program.
It is a great recruiting tool. Williams, who's 2 for 3, steps in.
But I bring that up to say, outside of this game, we talk about how much fun we have out here. This is one of the hidden gems, as far as I'm concerned, in the city of Vegas. It has so many things to offer. But if you're looking for something to do, coming out here and taking in UNLV baseball is a terrific option.
And on a good price, too. That one low and inside 1-1 the count.
And it might sound like I'm just pitching the university, and I assure you
it does sound like
that's not all I'm doing here, but...
Well, if you look on many things when they do like the top 10 to 20 most beautiful college baseball parks, this is one of them usually. First of all, the view, if you're down the right field line and you're looking in, that's a $1 million view. A strip over there. The 1-1, and Williams will, boy, he's taking a home run cut there. He'll come up empty and 1-2. Williams, no stranger to batting with 2 strikes. He's not afraid of it. And in fact, he's batting .327, but I say this often. I think I've done all but maybe 4 Rebel home games, and I swear Darian on 2/3 of his at-bats has a 2-strike count. And yet he's batting .327. So
finds a way to battle out of it,
Yeah, he's not scared of batting with 2 strikes. Steps off there. Let me get this in. Put your trust in a bank that's been focused on serving the people and businesses in Nevada and all across the country since 1863. That's U.S. Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC. And the 1-2 to Williams. That one is out to right field. Back goes Adkins. He'll put it away. Just a few steps inside fair territory for the first out of the inning.
We'll hear a little more air traffic going over our heads here at Early Wilson.
Yes.
Reminiscent of the old Shea Stadium.
Exactly.
Right fielder.
Depending on which way the wind blows, we're usually in the takeoff or landing. Usually a little bit noisier when it's takeoff and a little bit more fun to watch when it's landing. Now, Max Smith comes in, but before that, O'Farrell will go out and talk to Coffey.
Be nice to add, obvious statement anytime you say add to the lead, but 3-0 just to give yourself a little bit of cushioning going into that final frame.
Yeah, especially because, as I said, they're going to have some hitters there in the top of the 9th. Watari, who is batting .309, and Schilling, who's batting .308. We'll see if O'Farrell is due up at the catcher. That might be a pinch hitting spot. I certainly hope that no bunt attempts happen in the top of the ninth.
Let's hope.
If something's going to happen, it should be a clean hit. And we'll see if Ryan Hare, his pitch count's up there. This is the highest pitch count of any starter this year for the Rebels. And the first pitch, that one does get the strike zone, so Max Smith down 0-1.
What's running through your head right now if you're Stan Stolte, Doug? Because there's got to be a lot of thoughts knowing everything.
A lot of thoughts. I know, and it's easy for me sitting up here, I'm giving Hare the first batter. I'm giving him that, and then I'm going from there. You know,
yeah, I think it's a fair way to approach it.
But a lot of it also depends on what happens here, because then it's also you want to do what's fair. That one that one low 1-1, because you also want to do what's fair for your closer. And this is an important Mountain West game, and a lot of times closers, it's a lot easier if you give them a clean inning, because this is a safe situation. So you think maybe a Kofor would come in. So that's the other thing. Individual things can't come above the team. So in that case, now I'm talking myself out of it, but we'll see what happens here. The 1-1. Max Smith could make it change right there as he lines it down the right field. Wold will be held, so that's a double. And I think it might be a ground rule. No, a double. So it is a double. So second and third. Smith at second, Wold at third. Higgins was thinking about sending him. I think it was very wise that he didn't. I think he would have been out by a few feet there. So having said what I just said, Rebels get a couple runs. I think Hare will definitely get another batter. If
an
it's
opportunity.
3-0,
Well, I think what you said is the right way to approach it, batter by batter, right? Because the outcome of each at-bat is going to dictate whether or not it's even worth keeping him out there at this point.
Exactly. But we will get a pitching change. We'll step away for 30 seconds, take a quick timeout. It is 3-0 here, bottom of the 8. Rebels on top of the Lobos, live from Early Wilson.
Farhan Naqvi with Naqvi Injury Law. Imagine you've been injured in an accident. Now, do you want an assembly line law firm that treats you like a number and settles early for easy money? Hell no. You want an attorney who does everything in his power to translate knowledge and experience into big bucks in your pocket.
Was he listening?
Call now for a free consultation at 702-INJURED.
Good time to turn it, yeah. Throwback machine.
Yeah.
702 injured.
Now, let's rejoin the broadcast team for more UNLV baseball.
And we have a new pitcher for the Lobos. I believe that is number 23, Nico Garza, right-handed pitcher from Lubbock, Texas.
Lubbock, they're celebrating in Lubbock today.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
Texas Tech advancing to the Final Four. Just had a heck of a game wrap
My bracket
up.
was doing so well in the last couple of days. It's all gone to heck.
Well, Virginia survives in an overtime game with Purdue here a few moments ago.
Yeah, what a weekend of sports. Actually, I've been so busy doing this, I'm not even sure what the Vegas Golden Knights score is. And the last I saw, it was 1-0, but that was way back in the first.
We'll effort that for you right now.
So important runs out there for the Rebels. Wold at third, Smith at second. Grant Robbins will step in now with one out. Doesn't even take a hit to score a run. Sacrifice would get Wold from third, so adding that all-important run. It looks like it's 2-2 there.
2-2 in the third period.
There we go. That will be, all in all, the first-round matchup for both teams. It depends on who has home ice, and it'll probably be the Sharks. They're up by enough points. But if the Golden Knights won here, I guess it would still be possible the other way. But you know what? We've got baseball, so who cares about that right now? And we have perhaps some history being made here. But right now, it is the bottom of the 8th, 3-0, 10 hits for the Rebels.
Infield comes in here, Doug.
Yeah, the infield is in. Thank you, Marcus. Grant Robbins, that is the voice of Marcus Brody. And this one is in for a strike. In fact, Marcus, I believe the first time I ever did UNLV baseball, it was with you.
It was the two of us,
Yes.
yeah. Going back about 6 years. I can't believe it's been that long, but it's been a fun partnership. And
I about to say, you don't look any older. Somehow I look in the mirror, I look a lot older. The 0-1, Garza sets and delivers, and this one will be grounded foul. So the count 0-2 to Robbins.
Off the end of the bat, tried to pull that pitch on the outer half.
Yeah, there is a big, there's a big hole everywhere because the infielders are all in. Remember that Reyes now at third, so, he's coming in cold too. This is his first inning in defense. And Connor Mang over at first, moving from third to first. Garza looks into O'Farrell, taking his time. The 0-2 pitch to Robbins. And that pitch will be hammered out, and there's some insurance. That will drop in for a 2-run single. Wold and Smith both score. And did I say single? Boy, did I make a mistake, because that's a double. Robbins hustled in there. It seemed like Mang in center maybe took a little bit extra time.
Yeah.
But that's good hustle, and those are the insurance runs. Now it's 5-0, changing what we talked about a little bit. Now I would really think Hare might get at least a batter in the ninth.
Yeah, great job breaking out of the box, going hard all the way. As you said, Doug, it did. It looked like a routine single into left center, but turns out to be a 2 RBI double, and the game, the way that you evaluated, as you were alluding to there, changes quite a bit. Now 5-0.
Yeah, now all of a sudden it gives Coach Stan Stolte, you have to see how Hare's doing. His pitch count up there, the highest, I think it's around 108 or so. But coming to the top of the ninth, there's still one more big question in this game. Paukoa, kind of a weak swing there, 0-1 the count. He did have a single to right center his last time up in the 7th inning. And I don't think 6 years ago we quite had the iPads and everything like here.
No, I don't know.
I think
that
I was
we
manually scoring, and I couldn't ever read my own writing.
Yeah, those apps had just started to develop to where you could potentially start to score a game digitally.
Exactly. And they were a little iffy, too. The 0-1 outside 1-1 the count. In fact, Josh Towers, who did the first part of the game here.
Much more prestigious guest analyst, or a color analyst, I should say, than myself.
But yeah, he's much more prestigious than anybody sitting in this press box. But I think last year, the last few games was the first time he didn't manually score it. He finally trusted it. He goes, yeah, I'm working too hard here. And the 1-1, and that one misses 2-1 the count. Now, I will say this, when I go to an MLB game, I do love to keep score there.
With an actual scorebook, yeah. I still prefer to do it that way as well. The problem is that it ends up a total mess by the end of the game.
Right, especially when you really don't want those double switches at the end. You're like, oh, my gosh, come on. The 2-1, Garza sets and delivers to Paukoa, and that one is inside, so 3-1 the count. Godman on deck. Now, the other thing we're talking about, a lot of everybody getting a little more anxious, almost like, okay, the Rebels have scored their 2 runs. Let's get to the top of the ninth now and see what happens there. And you wonder, this has been a longer bottom of the 8th, what that will determine. Hare has been sitting on the bench now for a while. It is a beautiful evening, so it's probably in the 60s now. And that one way outside, so that'll be a walk for Duke, and that'll bring up Jacob Godman.
Still only
2
one
for 3
out.
on the day. Yeah, still only 1 out, and the Rebels trying to add more on here. It's amazing. A few more TV cameras out here now. I see.
You think people
Channel
got
5
word
and
of
Channel 8?
what might be transpiring?
Let's just say on the local news tonight, the NHL game may not be the lead.
There's still a chance of that, absolutely.
Especially since the Knights did clinch a playoff berth yesterday due to the Arizona Coyotes losing to the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, so congrats to the Knights. What a start.
Yeah. That one outside.
Franchise start. I mean, in 2 years, 2 playoff appearances, 1 Stanley Cup appearance.
I know you know this, but I work in the press box for the Vegas Golden Knights on home games, and I'll tell you, last year was truly, truly magical. I mean,
yeah.
All of a sudden I'm sitting up there going, this is Stanley Cup Finals.
Just blown away, yeah.
And I grew up being an LA Kings fan, so I mean, I've loved hockey forever. The 1-0, and that a big swing and a miss by Godman. Now, Godman is 2 for 3, has 2 singles on the day. And it looks like all the Lobos are coming in from the bullpen, so they're all pretty much emptying out the bullpen. There was action. I haven't seen anybody throw in the Rebel bullpen for a while. And the 1-1, that one misses. 2-1 the count. Garza comes in with a 5.25 ERA. That one will be out to second. And actually, I'll tell you, Watari, who's played superbly all day long, boots that one. So rather than a possible double play, it'll be an error, and the bases will be back loaded again with Robbins going over to third, Pahukoa to second, and Godman now at first.
Center fielder.
And
James
I mean, all Watari's done all day is play great defense at second base, and then all of a sudden that easy one, maybe he was already kind of peeking towards second, looking to turn that double play, and it goes off of him, and now the bases are loaded, and once again, the Lobos in at the corners, back in double play depth at short and second, and Gamble will come in. He has a single his last at time, and he's got a lot of RBI sitting out there for him. He has 7 on the year, and that one low and away, 1-0 the count. Bryson Stott on deck with 1 out.
Multiple late scoring opportunities for UNLV. It went by the wayside there in the bottom of the 7th, but already having cashed in for 2 here to lead at 5-0, and another big chance with the bases loaded and still just 1 out.
Wasn't a while ago that it was 1-4-8. This one, and that'll get Gamble and a couple RBIs, a single. Here comes Pahukoa. He'll score pretty easily without a play. So 2 more tacked on there. And James Gamble gets RBI 8 and 9 with a single here in the bottom of the 8th to put the Rebels up 7-0.
Yeah, broken wide open now, Doug. And I'm going to go back to a point you made a moment ago. I mean, Ryan Hare is still sitting in that dugout, and you do wonder how that affects him, having had such a fantastic night already.
Well, we'll get another pitching change here. So if you're a Rebel fan, you're happy they're scoring a lot. But if you're a Rebel fan, you're also thinking, oh boy, there's still a big thing going on here coming up in the top of the 9th. We kind of want to see that top of the 9th, but we'll have to wait. We'll step away here for 30 seconds and tell you who the new Lobo pitcher is. 7-0, Rebels up, live from Early Wilson.
Spend less time taking care of your yard and more time enjoying it with a brand new Toro lawnmower. Choose from top-rated self-propelled walk-behind models or time-saving zero-turn riding mowers, all with the latest features to make mowing less of a chore. With Toro's proven durability, you'll get more than a great-looking yard. You'll get a mower you can count on for years to come. Visit Toro.com/local to find a dealer near you.
It's time to rejoin the broadcast booth for more UNLV baseball.
Your attention, please.
And welcome back to Early Wilson, bottom of the 8th, 7-0. Rebels on top of the Lobos. We have a new pitcher in for the Lobos. It is number 25, Drew Marufo, the right-handed freshman from Santa Teresa High School in New Mexico. So he'll come on with 1 out, face Bryson Stott, still 2 runners on. Rebels up 7-0, and if all holds here with a 7-run lead, going to the top of the 9th, the series will be decided tomorrow, and it'll be Chase Maddox versus Drew Gillespie, and that game at 12 o'clock tomorrow, a little bit earlier. So come on out. That game will not be on radio, but we'll be streaming there. You can just go to UNLVRebels.com and check that out. So Stott scuffling a little bit here of late. His average, now it's a great thing to say this deep in the season, but his average is down to 305 or 303. His average was up around 345. He's got a couple runners on with 1 out.
Yeah, still a golden opportunity here to keep adding on.
Oh yeah, well, keep getting in that bullpen.
7-0, and you wonder what effect this could have on tomorrow's game at this point too. If, as you said, get into the bullpen.
That one misses. 1-0 the count to Stott. Now, I can't think of the last time in a Rebel game I would say this. 3 through 9 all have hits. Only 1 and 2. Stott 0 for 3. Johnson 0 for 4. Everybody else has at least 1 hit. In fact, most of the Rebels multiple hits.
Well, they say it takes everybody, right? And some nights happens to be that bottom half of the order, and in this instance, not even the bottom half. But
well, and the crazy thing is, Stott, I don't even think has had 1 defensive play.
Yeah, that's
There's
pretty.
been 1 ground out to short.
Unheard of.
Yeah, Dylan Johnson over at third has had a bunch, but Stott has not had a pop out or anything. That one misses, so 2-0 to Stott with Johnson on deck. So yeah, very unusual game here. As I always say, when you come out to early Wilson, college baseball is fun in it. You never know what to expect. The 2-0, that one right down the pipe, 2-1 the count. Of course, AAA, the Aviators will start the season on the road in El Paso. Then a couple Tuesdays from now, will open up. They're hoping there's still a lot of work down there in Summerlin, but they're working on that to open that up next Tuesday.
Yeah, that's exciting. Doug,
have you driven by there yet?
I drove past it today for the first time. I've seen all the videos online, and boy, what a top-notch facility.
2-1, that misses. 3-1 the count.
So they're loaded again.
Or now, wow, the scoreboard must have been wrong. So now it is bases loaded. So Stott walks for the second time. The odds are he won't get a hit today, but he has been on base a couple times. And Dylan Johnson now, who's 0 for 4, will come in with the bases loaded and 1 out.
And already leading 7-0. And I'm gonna harp on it again. We've brought it up twice already. Hare still in that dugout.
Yeah. When did this inning started? I think about 17 minutes ago. So it's been 17 minutes at least, with 2 pitching changes. That one inside.
It's a lot of time to be over there and think, and also a lot of time to let your arm cool down.
2 things, but I don't see anybody in the Rebel bullpen. Now, they did have somebody up earlier, but, I mean, you'd think somebody would be casually throwing if the plan was not to have Hare come out for the 9th. And that one high.
7-0 helps.
7-0 definitely helps. And if, Greg Maddox, they're going to make sure that he's okay. And, like I said, at this point, if the health is not a concern, you put him out there. See if he can do something that rarely is done. That one, he steps off. So the count will remain 2-0. Jack Thomas Wold, if Johnson does something here or does not hit into a double play, will come up. And Jack Thomas is having himself a day here. 2 for 3 with a home run and 2 RBI. And the 2-0, that one does get the outside part of the plate. 2-1 the count. Marufo sets and delivers, and that one not even close. Good stop by O'Farrell to make sure that Godman couldn't score from third, so the count will now go to 3-1. So if you're Johnson, are you just making sure it's in a tiny zone or taking it 3-1?
Oh, I think
you're up 7-0.
I'm ripping here.
I think so too.
If I see a pitch that I like.
I think if the score's 2-0 or 3-0, but you're up 7-0, I've got a feeling he's got the green light. 3-1, we won't know because that was pretty far inside. So he will walk, bringing in the 8th Rebel run of the night. Rebels now lead 8-0. But as we keep saying, that's not the true story right now. As we'll go to the top of the 9th, oh my gosh, are we going to have another pitching change, or is this just a slow walk to the mound?
Well, another mound visit either way. He's going to eat up some time.
It's not Ray Birmingham, but he has, in fact, made a call to the pen. So we'll step away for 30 seconds here. 8-0 Rebels on top of the Lobos, live from early Wilson.
The 2019 Subaru Outback comes with road-gripping, standard, symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 32 miles per gallon. And it helps keep your journey safe with standard eyesight, driver assist technology for an extra set of eyes on the road. This may be our most adventurous Outback yet.
EPA estimated highway. Actual mileage may vary. Eyesight is a driver assist system that may not operate optimally under all driving conditions. Driver is responsible for safe and attentive driving. System effectiveness depends on many factors. See owner's manual.
SubaruLasVegas.com.
It's time to rejoin the broadcast booth for more UNLV baseball.
Right now, I got
What happened to those 8 or 9 you said? Motor City Madman bringing us back there?
There we go. The Detroit connection. And we have a new pitcher for the Lobos, the third pitcher of the season. Kenneth Waller comes in.
Check that. That's Kenneth Waller.
So Kenneth comes in with a 14.14 ERA. And some interesting thing pointed out to us by Jeff Seals. Ryan Hare's gone down to the bullpen just to get in a little soft toss just to keep warm. So given that, I would definitely think he will be coming out to try to go the distance here.
Jeff Seals, the fine UNLV SID in charge of baseball.
Yes, does a great job here. And
8-0, by the way, if you're just joining us, UNLV on top. But as Doug has said, there's more to the story than that, more to the equation right now.
And let's just say you have to wait till the top of the ninth, and when the Lobos try to... Right now, I'm not sure that the top of the ninth will ever happen, which is normally great. I mean, you just, if you're a Rebel fan, so far they've scored 5. Jack Thomas Wold now comes in with the bases loaded, 1 out. He already has a home run on the day. He also has a single. He has been hit by a pitch, so he is 2 for 3 on the day. Gamble at third, Stott at second, Johnson over at first. The Rebels have 12 hits on the day. No errors by either team. Couple strange bounces. And that one will get the strike zone. 0-1 the count.
Playing fairly deep in the outfield right now, shaded around towards right field ever so slightly, certainly in left.
Yeah, there's definitely a huge, on the infield, a huge gap in the traditional shortstop. There's nobody there traditionally. The shortstop playing a lot closer to second. And Jack Thomas Wold has decided, which I don't blame him. You're up 8-0. Hey, he's swinging for the fences, and I don't blame Darian Williams if he does the same thing coming up next. I'm sure some of the Rebels, they want hits and everything, but they're like, yeah, we also want to get Hare out here for the 9th inning.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that line right now. 8 runs, 12 hits, as that's fouled back into the screen, Doug.
And actually, I misspoke. Lobos do have 1 error on the day. So that is the only non-zero on there.
It's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, that's a very clever. I had to think about that for a minute. I have to be very careful. And the 0-2, and that one was definitely high. And I'll tell you what, Jack Thomas Wold got all of that one, but he got all of it well foul over the beautiful Marnell UNLV baseball clubhouse. And that, I'll tell you, that patio is stacked up there. My dream is always to do a game up there.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, just overlooking everything from right down that right field line.
That one outside. The count will go 1-2. The only thing would be, depending on what time of day, boy, that sun would be blazing in on you.
It would be.
So maybe I'm a little...
Maybe a day game?
Well, a day game, and could we be like, Harry Carey used to do and have a few refreshments out there? Hey, everybody. The 1-2, and Jack Thomas Wold is swinging at anything that comes up there because that was pretty much shoulder level high inside, and he swings and still able to foul it off. And Jack Thomas Wold, I always like watching him at bat, of course. No batting gloves.
Sans batting gloves, yeah. You see a handful of guys doing that at most levels, but I should say at all levels, but most guys not going that route.
No. He actually wore some. That one a big swing and miss, so that will be a strikeout in the second out of the inning.
Yeah, breaking ball in the outer half.
When it was in the 50s, he had some batting gloves for a couple of games. So
see, I'm kind of a wuss, I guess, if you will. I'd prefer to. I want gloves at all times when I'm running the bases, when I'm at the plate.
I want those mittens so I can't hurt my fingers. I want a full body armor. So Darian Williams now steps in, 2 for 4 on the day. Bases loaded still. Rebels up 8-0. And the pitch, and that one way outside, 1-0 the count. So the good thing for Waller is his ERA now down to 13.5. It is You know, he's only pitched 7 1/3.
Silver linings there.
Well, I mean, you know, when you don't have a lot of innings pitched, if you can get a couple outs here,
that's true.
ERA drops down there. Oh, nice pitch there, too. Also 1-1 the count.
Now, and a good opportunity if looking at this from a New Mexico standpoint, good opportunity to get him in there, and at least it feels like a high leverage situation for him.
And the 1-1, and that one outside 2-1 the count. Max Smith on deck if Williams extends the inning here.
2 in the first, 1 in the fourth, and then 5 in the eighth for UNLV.
After, as you said, a lot of missed opportunities with runners on. Before that, Williams going for the downs there, comes up empty.
Yeah, they cashed in this inning after failing to come through in the 7th. Had them loaded with 1 out.
Well, it seems like a long time ago when, well, actually everything seems like a long time ago since, you know, this inning's gone on forever. But Garley, you know, really did a great job for them starting out. And that one is fouled off. The count will remain 2-2. Yeah, I think we're approaching about a 25-minute half inning.
Yeah, that's
with 3
wild,
pitching changes.
Because this game was moving rather quickly. When you're talking about, 6 o'clock start? We're now here at 8:40 Pacific time.
And the 2-2, and that one will do it. So that will do it. We'll go to the top of the 9th. It might be 8-0, but there's a good reason to come on back with us live from Early Wilson. Rebels on top.
Everyone is using PropSwap. You know, one PropSwapper bet $10 on Loyola last year and sold it for $1,000. 4 games later, PropSwap is the new and only marketplace to buy and sell these active sports wagers. So download the PropSwap app today.
The Findlay Automotive Group is excited to introduce the all-new Findlay Volvo, located at 5385 West Sahara Avenue. Experience their award-winning cars and SUVs and see why Volvo is the fastest-growing luxury brand in Las Vegas. Call 702-982-4900 or visit FindlayVolvoLV.com today.
If you want to really enjoy this year's college basketball tournament, treat yourself to a pizza from Napoli's Pizzeria. During the tournament, Napoli's is offering a great special. A 30-inch pizza with 4 toppings and a 2-liter soda, all for just $35.99. $35.99 for delicious, mouth-watering, freshly made pizza with 4 toppings and a 2-liter soda. This exciting basketball tourney special is available at all 3 Napoli's locations. To find a Napoli's near you, go to LasVegasPizzeria.com.
Everyone is using PropSwap. You know, one PropSwapper bet $10 on Loyola last year and sold it for $1,000. 4 games later, PropSwap is the new and only marketplace to buy and sell these active sports wagers. So download the PropSwap app today.
Now, back to the booth for more UNLV baseball.
Top of the 9th, 8-0. Right now, the only thing the Lobos have on their side of the... They've got 1 error on the day. But it'll be Zach Doak pitch hitting for O'Farrell, so he'll come in top of the 9th. Ryan Hare comes out his pitch count at 106. That is a new high for Rebel starters. And he'll drop the first one just inside 1-0 the count.
You got a few people with cameras in video mode right now.
Some TV stations out here, and that one misses 2-0. And you wonder what that long layoff does. There is a pitcher up in the Rebel bullpen. Here has walked 2, struck out 8, and this one is chopped down, and it will go foul. Just barely foul. Johnson. So the count goes to 2-1. Watari on deck. He's had himself a couple of walks. That one misses high, 3-1. And you wonder, like a walk or something, how short Hare's leash is.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's very long at this point. But you're right. With a walk, what do you do?
And the 3-1, this one will be down. This will be Stott's first chance of the day. How's that? He throws over strongly to Jack Thomas Wold. So it takes to the top of the 9th for Bryson Stott to even touch the ball on defense.
Yeah, routine play, and he made it look
right.
routine.
And that's a little nerve-wracking. If you're an outfielder or an infielder right now, that, you know.
Yeah, with the situation at hand, no doubt you're thinking about that, and you do not want to obviously screw something up for your guy.
Now, Watari has been on twice via the walk, so he's only 0 for 1 on the day. Righty-lefty matchup here. And the first one in for a strike, 0-1 the count.
Painting that outer half with a fastball.
Rebel fans starting to get a little livelier out there. And the 0-1, and that one in for a strike, 0-2 the count. Schilling on deck, one out here, top of the ninth. Only thing the Lobos have is one error so far. They're down 8-0. And that one misses. 1-2 the count. Doug Douglas along with Marcus Brody filling in for Josh Towers. We went to the pen. That one is hammered and foul. Or still 1-2.
Yeah, I went from quality starter to situational lefty here.
Right.
Trying to make
so
my
far
way through the order.
Yeah. You're dancing around it, but you're doing a great job.
Well, Hare didn't appear to have lost a whole lot of zip on his fastball either here.
No, strength there. Now that one was probably the worst pitch that he's thrown today. That one looked like he was tired. That's the first one where that did not look smooth by any means. Let's see how he does here, 2-2. That one worried me. And the 2-2, that one will be hammered out. It dives down, but in comes Robbins to make the catch. And we are now 1 out away. All the Rebel fans are on their feet. Hayden Schilling comes in batting .308.
Well played in left field, too. I mean, well positioned. Because
exactly.
That ball looked like it was going to die, and it hung up.
Yep. For
the second out.
So Gamble moves a little bit. He's pretty much dead center. Max Smith playing pretty deep, and Robbins just normal position. And the first pitch, that one misses outside, 1-0 the count. So Hare has 119 pitches going in there, so that's his 120th. Rebels up 8-0. 2 outs here, top of the ninth. And the 1-0, that one just misses. Boy, that was close. 2-0 the count. Mang on deck, of course. All the Rebel fans here at Early Wilson hoping that this will do it. And this one is popped up. Over at third is Johnson, and it does go out a few more rows. Boy, I'll tell you the way Johnson was busting over there, I thought it was going to be like really close, but it was well back. But Johnson leaving nothing to chance over at third. So the count now 2-1.
Yeah, you can't right here. The senses are heightened as a defender.
I think Johnson was ready to jump into the bleachers and do what he could. And the 2-1, that one misses. 3-1 the count. Robbins, Gamble, and Smith in the outfield. Johnson, Stott, Williams, and Wold on the infield. And that one is hammered foul. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Top of the ninth. Rebels up 8-0. All the Rebel fans standing up. Hare sets and delivers the 3-2. Oh, my gosh. That'll be a walk. That thing. Now, I will say this. The umpire has been consistent. That has not been a strike earlier, but oh, my gosh.
Tough in that situation.
That is unbelievable.
8-0, and it comes down to that pitch.
Jared Mang now will get an at-bat at a pitch that, like I said, has not. I will say that has not been called a strike all day long, but boy, oh boy, was that close.
Yeah, given the circumstances.
So Schilling, yeah, exactly. Schilling on first. So Mang will take this first one, chop it down, and that will be it bounces, terrible bounce over Bryson Stott's head. Nothing he could do about it, and that will be the first hit of the day, and it comes with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Unbelievable. Wow. That pitch to Schilling, I know maybe I'm sounding like a homer right now, but my gosh, I thought they were going to catch him. But let's hear it for Ryan Hare. Everybody comes out of the dugout. Rebel fans giving him a standing ovation. He goes 8 2/3 and gives up 1 hit.
Yeah, that's tough. You know, you don't really know what to say about that, but you're right, Doug. I mean, you look back on that pitch being as close as it was, and certainly if you're looking at it through Rebel glasses, it's going to sting.
Yeah. But regardless,
heck of an outing.
Yeah,
heck of an outing.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So now we can finally say it. I know I've been being coy, but I didn't want to be the crazy person to jinx anything. So, yeah, he had a no-hitter through 8 2/3 on a 3-2 pitch to Schilling. Godman framed it perfectly, but it just missed outside. So Connor Woods will now come in, trying to preserve the shutout and the one-hitter. And Woods has 8 runs to play with, so no runs, 1 hit, 1 error for the Lobos. 8 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Rebels. Tomorrow's game, 12 o'clock. Rebels will look to, assuming they can hold on to an 8-run lead.
Once again, fans, a reminder that tomorrow's concluding game of this 3-game
They will look
series
to
will start
take the series 2 games to 3.
noon tomorrow. Rebs and the Lobos.
Before they hit the road to Grand Canyon midweek game, and then Air Force going back into Mountain West play at Air Force.
Well, they'll have a fresh bullpen tomorrow with the outing that they got today from Ryan Hare.
Well,
yeah, what else can you say about this?
I know.
You know,
right. It's just it's something, especially the way that it went. You know.
Yep, it was.
It was.
And to battle the way that he did after that lengthy layoff in the bottom of the 8th with UNLV putting up 5 runs.
So Connor Meng will now step in. There are still 2 runners on, and it is college baseball. The Rebels are up by 8, but
yeah, you do
I've
want
seen wackier things. There still is the game in play. That one in for a strike, 0-1 the count. Before it gets away from us, we want to thank Jared back in the studio. Make sure Jared and Tyler Bischoff have a great show on ESPN Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Technically correct. We want to thank Chris Hernandez here for getting us on the air in the 0-1, and quickly it's 0-2. Quickly it's 0-2.
That's good.
I will say this. If the third strike is on the inside part of that plate and it's a called third strike, I might go bananas here.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Well, I don't know that the home plate umpires heard the last of that call. Probably from some fans on his way out tonight.
And the 0-2, and that one is a 3-pitch strikeout. So that'll do it. I know it's amazing. It can't be deflated. The Rebels win 8-0. But the story of the game, Ryan Hare, just an inch away from a no-hitter. He gives up 1 hit. He will pick up the win, of course. Jack Thomas Wold with a 2-run jack, and great offensive game for the Rebels, great defensive game. Thank you, Marcus, for coming in and stepping in. I appreciate it. And for Doug Douglas, thank you, Jared and Chris Hernandez. Until the next Rebel broadcast, they do play here tomorrow at 12:05 to see who takes the series. This is Doug Douglas saying goodbye, live from Early Wilson. Rebels win.
The 2019 Subaru Outback comes with standard
Thanks, man.
all-wheel drive plus 32 miles per gallon. And it helps keep your journey safe with standard eyesight driver assist technology for an extra set of...
Hope you enjoyed the ball game. It was a thriller.